How are you?
Yeah. Good, good.
Before we start, I would just like to summarize a little bit what it's about because the format is like brand new. You're my first guest to play Truth or Dare.
Yes.
The general idea is we are supposed to have an easy, fun conversation, but I wanted to be completely honest. And I thought, let's just be like brutally honest, especially because in regular interviews or when people are talking to each other in a normal way, they leave something out. They are afraid of judgment. They are afraid of being themselves. And I find that also so freeing to just do the opposite, because what should happen? I thought no matter what we think, how we feel, what we do, it's always everything fine. And I want to show that with this format, actually, that no matter what you think, it's always fine. It's always all right. And it's always cool to be yourself.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. I love that you're doing this. I saw that you were looking for guests, and I was like, me. Like,
Yes.
I want to do it. I want to do it.
Yeah, it
It's
requires us
true.
to be a bit brave, but I think it doesn't matter because I really think what should go wrong. And actually, I mean, even I can imagine that probably people are sitting in front of the computer or something thinking, I would like to do it, but I'm afraid of blah, blah, blah. And my message
Yeah,
is, if everything goes wrong, you can always just shut down your computer,
I won't. Absolutely not. Who's
So,
going to go first? I've got so many questions. Who's going to go first?
you can if you like. Oh, no, I actually want to introduce you a little bit. I really love your program, Optimum College, and I want to ask you what your biggest motivation for creating it was.
Yeah, like a little background to the listeners. Anna is the first certified optimist of Optimum College. And yeah, that's we met on TikTok. And so that's where I blew up on social media. I was a public school applied STEM curriculum director. It was my job to prepare people for students for the future. And I was like, there are too many colleges that are not keeping up with how fast things are changing. Automation, um, the world's changing really rapidly. And this idea of so many colleges out there, they don't change their curriculum, but every 4 years. Like every 4 years, they're like, okay, let's reevaluate the curriculum. No, things are changing day to day.
Yeah.
So the idea was that there would be one course at Optimum College. It's called the Optimum Theory of Everything. And it's going to be updated daily with like additional resources, sometimes daily. If there's like new advancements happening in the world, automation, Chat GPT, Midjourney, all these programs. And it's like covers everything and how the universe works. And it's not enough to be a cog in the machine these days. You can't just be a drone. You have to have first principle understanding. You need to be adaptable, and you need to understand how things work. And that was the idea. I was watching TED Talks, who are all these people saying like someone needs to do something in academics, someone needs to like update the system. And I was like, I'll do it. Like
Nice.
I've got
Yeah.
the experience. I'm a certified teacher. I'll give it a shot. Like I'll try my best.
I mean, your topics are literally everything, the universe, life,
Yeah,
and everything to reach our optimum potential.
that's right.
Cool.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the idea.
So you're the
All right.
perfect guest to start this format with.
Yeah. Okay. My
Hey,
turn. All
yes,
right.
your turn.
I've got so many. How about what's your favorite movie and why?
Okay, it's not just one. It's Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3.
Those are good. Yeah, yeah.
It's a smart story. It was unique at that time. The characters, everything was like a bit crazy and new, and maybe for that time even mind-blowing. And still it has an easiness, so it's still fun,
It's fun.
and
Yeah.
it's very light, and it leaves you with a really good feeling, and it's not dumb, so it's still super
Yeah.
smart somehow. So that's
Yeah.
why I love that. And then there is one movie that I also like consider my favorite one, but it's not in the top three, and it's Interstellar.
That's
And
such a good movie. I love that movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the red line could be time travel probably.
I think they could do a really good job with a new one.
Yeah, or a really bad one. I don't know. Like right now, the remakes, I don't know if I'm that convinced, but I didn't watch too many. But at least the Disney remakes, for example, were a bit lame.
Oh,
So,
which one?
what did they have? Cinderella. They had
Oh yeah. Lion King.
I didn't even watch that one.
Neither did I.
Okay.
I watched a little bit of it.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I mean it was like The Lion King, but just like photoreal.
what's yours?
I've got a bunch. And I think it's like my mood, like what mood I'm in. I love The Prince of Egypt. I think it's so good. Have you seen that?
Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's animated. Steven Spielberg was the producer on it, and it's an animated movie about Moses. And you
Yeah.
might think like, oh, that doesn't sound good. No, it's so good. It's probably, and a lot of other people think so too. Like if you go on Reddit threads where people are talking about the Prince of Egypt, or it just comes up, people are like, oh, that's the best animated movie. Like it's a masterpiece.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good. It has no business being as good as it is. Um, I love that one because
I will.
it has so much depth to it. It's on its surface, it's just about Moses and his brother Pharaoh, and everything is double layered. Like even when there's this scene where Moses is, and it's like a kid's cartoon, but it's like it works on so many different levels. So
Yeah.
there's this scene, for example, where Moses is in this cave and he's talking to the burning bush, which is the voice of God, in the Bible. But God is being voiced by the actor playing Moses. And
Wow.
so
Okay.
like there's this double layer where he's like, it's his own subconsciousness. If you want to look at it that way, you could. It's
Yeah.
like this is his own subconsciousness speaking to him. And God speaks to him through all these like memories that he has. So there's one way of reading it where, oh, this is Moses is speaking to himself. Or there's another way of looking at it very literally. He's speaking to God. The whole movie is like this. It's brilliant. I loved Braveheart. Why?
Freedom. Okay.
Yes, I thought it was so good. I think it's too bad what happened to Mel Gibson because he's such a talented director and actor. He's just phenomenal. And Braveheart, I loved all just the themes of it, like just fighting for what you believe in, fighting for freedom. Interstellar is on that list. If I had to do like a top 10, Interstellar would be on that list. The music of Interstellar,
Yeah.
it's just brilliant. It's just so good. And just so outside the box. Fight Club had a big effect on me for better or worse. I started a boxing club at my high school after that movie came out.
A secret one?
Actually, it was on the cover. It was on the cover of the school newspaper.
Oh.
People figured out about it. It started secret. It started me just inviting people over. We got sparring gloves, and we would just beat each other up in my backyard. And then somebody sent do we even I don't think we even had text message back then. But people would just call each other. And like before, like 50 people are like in my backyard just beating each other up in this big circle. And
That's
then
fun.
and then someone took pictures and it was on the cover of the school newspaper. Why did I like Fight Club? It was just I think I had to go back afterwards and be like, this movie wasn't necessarily a good movie. Like, have you seen Fight Club?
Yeah, a lot of times.
Yeah, it's kind of destructive. Like, I was obsessed with the Tyler Durden character, as a lot of young men were, impressionable guys. And then later, as an adult, I was like, Tyler Durden was kind of a destructive guy. But maybe that's why I liked it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Just
so different.
yeah. Those are some of them.
Yeah. Yeah, but I also like Fight Club a lot. I really like the humor of it. It's just super dark
Yes,
and
yes. It's
bad.
super dark. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And the song, Where Is My Mind? Yeah,
Oh, yes. At the end.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Was it the Dust Brother Pixies? I can't remember the name.
Pixies, yes.
Pixies, yeah.
Yeah. It leads me to my question for you. Did you like going to school?
I didn't like college. Maybe that's why I started my own. I got a business degree, and I feel like that was probably a mistake. I'd gone to school for like game development.
Mm-hmm.
I would have really enjoyed it, and I think I would have been really good at that. I don't know. Why did I go to school for business? Anyway, no, I did not enjoy it. High school was fun. Yeah, I liked high school. Yeah. How about you?
Other way around. I hated going to school, and university or college was fine. The regular school, so for kids, it felt restrictive. So I didn't really get along with the rules. So at some point, I decided that I don't go anymore. And I was still super young. And yeah, it just was not for me because maybe I had a bad start with school because I'm not German. So I came from Ukraine when I was little, and I already knew, for example, how to calculate things, and it was wrong. You had to
Yeah, I
work
couldn't
with
stand
existing
that.
rules.
Yeah, I couldn't stand that. Yeah.
And it didn't make sense. For example, if my way was faster or just better, I was just used to it, whatever, it was wrong because, yeah,
Right.
the result was probably the same, but the way was,
They
yeah,
suck
not
all the
accepted.
creativity out of it. They just suck all the creativity out of it. It's like
Yeah.
an assembly line.
Yeah, and also like with I've been very good like in German and literature and everything, but still sometimes I had teachers who told me that's too creative, and that's really like, it sounds like a joke, but it wasn't. It was the story was, it's too much of a story and you have to go along with the rules, and it was really boring and I didn't see the point, so I didn't see why, and nobody could explain it to me. And then
Did you say you dropped out?
no, I didn't. I continued, but it was really close to dropping out because
Mhm.
I just didn't go. So
I
my
checked out. I totally checked out of high school.
really,
Yeah. I I like I wouldn't I was very social in school, and
mm,
I would just like talk through my classes and sleep through my class. I was on the soccer team, and we'd do two a day. So I'd practice in the morning, practice after school, and I'd always be really tired. And I'd like sleep through classes, talk through classes, and the teachers are like, Garrett probably, well, Gary's my abbreviation, right?
yeah,
So Garrett doesn't pay attention. Maybe he's got a learning disability. So they sent me to the school psychologist. I think I was a freshman. They sent me to the school psychologist to see about a learning disability because I was sleeping through my classes and just talking. And they give me an IQ test, and oh, I did great on it, like very, very good. And they were like, "What?" So okay, so you would think then that they would realize that it was a teacher deficit disorder,
yeah,
right? But no, they're not going to say that. So they're like, "Oh no, Garrett has ADD," and it's like, "No, your classes are just boring."
yeah, exactly.
It's like I passed my classes too. I would read the entire textbook before the test and still pass.
Yeah,
So I totally checked out. Students can't even fail in America anymore. Like I think there's this thing going through the educational system where you can only give like 50%. You can't even fail students anymore.
or
That's technically a failure,
better.
but they make it really hard.
Your
I
turn.
think it's my turn. My turn?
Hmm.
Okay. When was the last time you cried and why?
Yesterday, because I watched a TV show.
Which one?
It was yeah, someone died in this show, and it was a bit emotional, everything, and yeah, and
What was the show? Can you say? Or
yeah, it's The
you have
Great.
to, right?
Yeah, I have to wait
Because
before I
it's
continue.
yeah,
We
yeah.
always have to say the truth. We always need to answer, and we
Right.
have three wild cards. We have three wild cards for
Okay,
all of
three
that.
white cards. Okay.
Yes, and the wild card is for using it. You have to say truth socks, because this is.
Oh yes, you got a little bit of a makeover. Yeah.
And when you say truth socks, then truth sock Jacque appears also later in the editing, and you can have three of them.
Perfect. I love it.
Thank you. Okay.
Good to see you, Jacque. I follow Jacque on Instagram.
Yeah, he's very proud of that. So the show yesterday, it was I'm watching it since a couple of days. I'm
Yeah.
really addicted, so I'm watching it in the evenings whenever I have time now. It's The Great. It's yeah, just Amazon Prime, or yeah, I
What's
think
it about? What made you cry?
it's Catherine the Great from Russia. It's like a fun story about it. So it's a drama comedy. It's an almost true story. So it's really funny. And her husband killed her boyfriend, and she found his letters. And I was like, oh my God, that's so sad, because she found the letters of him, or she got them from his cousin or whatever, when he was
Yeah.
writing about her. And it was really, really sad. But Yeah, but also still kind of funny because they really play with your feelings the whole time. So you never know, am I sad? Am I kind of laughing?
Yeah.
I don't know. And yeah, this was the last time. It happens seriously all the time when I see something sad or yeah, nothing really happened the last few weeks or months that was super frustrating, that was worth it to cry about. I'm just crying all the time because of something stupid.
I cry when things are like happy.
Really?
Yeah, I cried today.
Why?
Because I was watching. Have you seen that TikTok video of it's called My Stupid Heart? It's this kid. It's a family of musicians, and the kid is the lead singer. My stupid heart, don't know. It's so cute. Oh my gosh. I'll have to send you the link. Every time it comes up, I want to start. I cry. I literally cried.
Oh, that's sweet.
It is the cutest thing you just have to see it.
You
Like
have to send it.
it's the sweetest. It is the sweetest thing. And I can start crying right now. It's like this is what life is about. Like the kid, I'm literally gonna start crying right now. Like this is, and the music is just so good. And when he says like I don't know, you gotta see it. I don't even want to spoil it. It's so cute. He's like I don't know, you gotta see it.
I
I think
know what it
you'll
is.
understand what I mean. You will understand what I mean if you see it.
I think I know what it is. I also had something similar, probably like that, a couple of days ago when I was having a walk. So I was close to the water, and everything was beautiful. So when you pay attention to real things, I guess it's that, and it made me understand that probably we are not made for holding everything because it's so much. It's literally so much. That's why we are distracted the whole time. And I thought that's why we are thinking so much, because if we would think, we would see what's really going on. And it's probably too much to handle. So when you just don't think and you just let it be, then it can be really overwhelming.
Yeah, we talked about this on the last. I went on a Jolie Artist podcast a few days ago, and we were talking about that too. Like, just don't think too hard. Like, let the universe just pass through you. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Especially because I'm very judgmental right now on thoughts. Not too much, but I just think, what?
Well, okay. What do you think of my hair?
I think it's funny. It's really funny. I would recommend you something, because I celebrate that you are doing it. Actually, I find it so cool. But I think they have a little bit of yellow orange.
I know. I'm trying to go white though, and
you know how?
Oh yeah. I had white a few years ago, about a year before I started doing the TikTok videos. It was white.
I really celebrate that. That's super fun.
It's never been this long though.
Yeah, it has something. It just looks completely different than I would have expected.
I'm gonna go for it. I think I'm just gonna be a freak from now on.
Yeah, if you feel like
a freak for life. A freak for life.
Yeah, you need silver shampoo.
Yes. Yeah, it's like this purple stuff. And then
exactly. Yeah, I'm using it all the time. And I'm a pro in dyeing my hair in any kind of color and destroying it, cutting it, killing it. Yeah.
I was thinking about, because Karl Lager, I don't know Karl Lager. I don't know his designs. I don't know what those are like. But I think we were messaging back and forth about like, we were about like men's fashion is so boring. It's so boring. And I think that's what made, and you were like, like, I think you just like liked it or something. You were like, go for it. And I was like, I am. I don't know how that's gonna manifest, but because I don't think it should be what has been done. Like it should be new. I don't think I'm gonna look normal from now on.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can try everything and just see where it goes and how you feel with it. Because if you look at Karl Lagerfeld, he has the classy fashion, but plus something. And there are many ways. It can be also super crazy. You can check some. I can send you some designers. I'm from that field.
I want it to be a masculine style. but I'm very jealous of like women's clothing selections. Like women have so much style. Like you go to, I was at Target today, right? And the men's clothes, it's just t-shirt, pants, jacket. Women's got all this stuff. I like this, like I feel like Asian countries have really fly clothing. I don't know. When I see like street fashion in, I wonder what their stores look like. When I see street fashion in like Tokyo, guys have like something going on. Like they look lit. They look like ninjas or something. I don't know, like anime characters.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm like, yeah,
you
like
can mix things from different cultures. I mean, this is how fashion gets reinvented all the time. People learn from
yeah,
different cultures, they just mix it up, and
exactly.
yeah, go for it. I also
Yeah,
think like male fashion is a bit boring, or currently it's not just boring, it's also ugly very often. Like at least from my point of view, I don't know what people are doing, but also women, I really don't know what most people are doing. They're like super boring, and the clothes don't even fit them, and they're like all gray and too big,
yeah,
and I don't know what's happening. And I'm always just standing at the balcony looking, what are people doing again? I don't want to see that anymore. Yeah,
yeah.
so just be
You
creative.
dress really nice. I love your style.
Thank you. My turn. Why did you like the idea of playing Truth or Dare?
Because I want to tell the truth. Like I I'm very truthful. I'm a fundamentally honest person, and I like this idea of encouraging more people to speak.
Yeah.
And I really like that. And I want to do that. Yeah. I want to like speak the truth. I want to speak from the heart. And I love it. I love to talk. I love talking. I like talking to people. I love it.
Yeah.
And I love conversation. And I was like, let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's super cool because not too many people said that.
Do you have any more guests lined up?
Yeah. Maybe it will also be something live. So maybe for a live Truth or Dare episode, let's see. But first I need to introduce it. And there are maybe 3 people and the rest didn't talk to me. I don't know. Maybe it's too much, or maybe they just need to see results before.
You did that conversation with Bentelect.
Mhm.
That was big, right? I mean, he's got like 3 billion views on YouTube.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't even check that. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I checked. I think he's got 3 billion.
I just knew that he has
Yep.
many, like millions followers everywhere, but I didn't even, to be honest, I checked that after I already had the interview in my calendar. So after I knew we would
3
talk.
billion. He almost has 4 billion. He has 3.8 billion. That's huge. You could take
Yeah.
that, reach out to a whole bunch of people. Be like,
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really use it as much as I could yet, because also my reasons were not,
there.
I
No,
just wanted yeah, I just wanted to talk. And I was following him since I had TikTok, and I just was laughing with the memes. It's so much my thing. I can be so stupid if I want to. I can just laugh about memes like 24/7. I don't do it because I don't have time, but I could.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and he has an
Yeah.
amazing selection.
Everyone would want to talk to you. I mean,
I hope so.
you could talk to anybody for sure.
Yeah, I really hope so. I didn't even expect anything. I just thought, okay, I'm following this person since ever. He's funny. Yeah, good vibe. I like it. I just ask. Okay, so I
Yeah,
wrote a
yeah,
message and then said, yeah, of course.
exactly. Exactly. Awesome. Okay,
Yeah,
my turn.
your turn.
All right. What's your dream job regardless of qualifications? I know we said no. Is this okay? You can pass. You can skip it. There's my question. What is your dream
Oh,
job
I
regardless of qualifications? You can skip if you want.
I no, I will never skip.
Okay.
I'm a fighter. Um, I think it's the podcast is my dream job.
Yes. Lean into it for sure.
Yeah. And I didn't even know how much of my dream job it is until I started doing it. And I've realized that I'm doing this podcast since ever, I guess. I just didn't record it. But this is what I'm doing. I always, when you put me in a group of people, I will always have that kind of conversation. So no way I will just party or something. It's always something like that. When I'm alone and I read something or I watch a movie or I just have random thoughts, I'm discussing it in my head by replacing another part of myself with another person with another perspective. So I'm talking about that already.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay. So it will be that, hopefully. I don't know. For now, I will still have to work, but also in my second dream job. So I keep writing and I keep working in advertising.
Yeah. Can I ask? Or did you get a new we don't need
Yeah,
to.
why don't you? You have to.
Okay, sure. Did you get a new job?
Yeah, so the journey was I started freelancing
Yeah.
first, and then I just put on LinkedIn like I'm a freelancer now. So that's it.
Nice.
And then, yeah, people started really talking to me and asking me for doing some jobs, which I also do or did. And then last week or something, one of the agencies I was talking to, they wanted to hire me as a freelancer. And we've worked together in the past already. I've worked there for almost 3 years once, and I loved them. So it's one of the best places, probably the best place in the world for me. And then they just called me again and they said, "Hey, don't you want to come home?" And I said yes. So I'm going back. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I never thought I would do that or I would get hired again because I love my freedom and I love just working whenever I want. But yeah, it's just an amazing agency, so I will do it. Let me pick a question. Oh, yes, this one. Because a friend of mine, you know Dom from my interviews, the guy who I'm interviewing quite often, super
Oh,
young.
yeah, the first one? Yeah.
Yeah. And I told him yesterday that I'm going to record the first Truth or Dare, and he gave me this question. I think it's really funny.
This guy is kind of a wild man.
He's
All
great.
right, let's see.
Yeah, if you had to pick one sense of your 5 senses, which one would it be? So the one that stays.
Okay, so we've got, let me think this through. There's sight, there's taste, there's smell, there's touch. Sight, taste, smell, touch.
Hearing.
Hearing. Okay. I'm gonna have to go for sight. And my eyes. People who can't see, like, I don't know, like they are obviously an inspiration because wow, that is a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, I picked the same. I also picked sight. And I found very interesting what he said about it. He said like this sense is the one that creates the highest illusion of separation. And I have to think about that because I'm not sure if
That's
hearing or
true.
touching doesn't do it, but
That's what
somehow.
Dom said. That's what
Yeah,
Dom.
yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, because he says like then you see that you are separate from, and you see like the tree and the ground, and you think these are two different things, which they are probably not, but your eyes
Right. Well, everything's
create the
connected.
illusion. Yeah. But probably the eyes create the biggest illusion.
You can get by with, reading. If you got as long as you've got your sight, you can read, you can navigate. Okay, let's see here.
Oh yeah.
What's a personal goal that you have that you haven't shared with anyone or with many people yet?
Okay, podcast would be a really boring answer. I mean, yeah, and it's obvious. I'm playing with energy and I want to be better at it. So
Energy.
and I'm like, I mean, I see things sometimes. So I have visions and I can see a lot of things that are going to happen, for example. And I'm trying to increase that ability, which is really it's kind of dumb because whenever you try, you don't do it.
What do you see?
Things that are happening somewhere else, people doing something who I don't know. I just see random stuff sometimes, but I cannot control it. So sometimes I just see something. The last
Like in your mind's eye?
Hmm?
Like in your mind?
It's like a dream, but without me sleeping. It's like a vision. It's the last time that it happened, that was a huge one, was that I was just on my couch, like just chilling for a moment. And then I just randomly saw a friend of mine sitting in her chair at home, looking at something. And she looked at something where a light came out, so it must be a TV screen or something. And then she was talking about giving people different kind of names. So specific, but super random. But I saw that. And then I wrote to her and I said, I just saw you in a chair talking about this and that topic and looking at, I think, a TV screen. And she was like, what? Yes, I was watching an Asian show about people giving each other different kind of names, and she thought it's kind of cute. And
Yeah, maybe. I mean, the brain is super powerful. There's definitely mysteries of the universe left to discover.
Yeah, I also saw things. Well, once I had an accident and I saw it 2 times before it happened. Yeah, always tuning into something, and I find that interesting. So I don't even do it for any kind of purpose. I just find it's funny, or it entertains me. So I just try to do that more, which doesn't work if I try. So that's why I try to not do it. This is the main task. It's so strange for the brain, but that's my challenge right now.
Cool.
What's yours?
What's your dream job? Okay, so if I can make Optimum College, really work, it would be a dream job. But I think even more, the first entrepreneurial thing that I ever did was sports fitness. I used to organize athletic events and stuff. I even sold sports equipment to the NFL. So sometimes I don't want to say that because like they've got trademarks and stuff, and I made a TikTok video where I said that name, and I couldn't post it because they were like, you can't mention that name because of trade.
Really?
So I usually, so national. I think it'll be fine on YouTube or wherever, but national champion football coaches, I sold them equipment that I'd made. Like I actually manufactured it and sold it to them, and they used it. And then he won 2 national championships. Andy Reid, he's a really well-known coach.
Cool.
So I got this dream of going around the country, the world. I mean, if we're talking fantasy land, then the entire world, and hosting athletic events.
Cool.
Optimum Athletics, world travel, and also set up a system where anyone could do it. So it's like, do you have CrossFit in Germany?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty big in the United States, and it's like a multi-billion-dollar business. And there are thousands of CrossFit gyms, and they're all making, not all of them, but you can make a good living doing that. And so to set up this Optimum Athletics where people would be like a franchise, and people could host athletic tournaments and travel around, and I think that'd be amazing. Like that would be the dream. Like
Wow.
dodgeball and like Optimum Championship dodgeball, and there's this game Angle Ball that's super fun. I invented this game called Ring Pong that's like ping pong but through a ring. And if people could, I think this is an idea that could really, because I know you saw my tweets where I'm like, this could be $1 billion organization. If it were going to happen, it would be this way, I think.
Yeah.
CrossFit did it, and I think I'm at least as smart as Greg Glassman, the founder of CrossFit. He's a very smart guy, even though he really got in trouble with, I don't know if you know his whole story, but he got canceled, and Greg Glassman got canceled, and it was his fault. But yeah, so it's like Optimum Athletics, travel around the country, hosting dodgeball tournaments, have like really cool people show up, play dodgeball. Everybody pays like $50, and then half of it gets paid out to the top guy and girl, and like co-ed, guys and girls.
How cool.
Yeah.
I love that. It's done.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah, like I'm putting it into the universe. I'm putting it into the universe right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to believe that it's done.
Exactly.
Hmm.
I can see it. I can see it in my, like how you could see it. I can see it in my head. I can
Yeah,
see it. The path, I can see it. Like it could be a thing.
it
I don't know
is
if
a
it will.
thing.
Yeah, it is. You're
And
right.
that's the point. Yeah, it is a thing.
Yeah.
So if you see it clearly, then it already exists. And I find it so fascinating that
Mhm.
everything does already exist. And it's not just a theory. I just know it. I just know it. We don't do here anything here. We don't change what is here right now. We are just tuning into what is possible. So if you can imagine it, it really exists. It's not some kind of woo-woo stuff. It's really
You might
there.
you might be right. Yeah, I want to Jolie, if I think she's going to post this. She's supposed to post it today. I went on her podcast a few days ago. She was supposed to post it today. I don't think she has yet. I'm hoping she posts it. I got a little crazy. I got a little wild on
Cool.
and also on the Convergence podcast. I like to talk, and I'm hoping they post them. They might not.
Cool.
If
Cool. But
not, but if she, you would be a great guest for her. I think you would get along really well with her.
okay.
Yeah, Jolie Artist.
I
You
will
both
check.
have a very similar, like what you were saying. She says that stuff too.
Okay, I will
Yeah,
check that. I think I already checked once, but I don't remember everything. So yeah,
yeah.
I'll look that up. What's your meaning of perfection?
The universe.
Mhm.
I think the universe is perfect. I think it doesn't seem perfect from our perspective because we look at disease and all this horrible stuff going on in the world and war and all this stuff. But I think from the universe's perspective, everything is a perfect calculation. And people will say like, yeah, but in such and such country, this is going to sound, I'm going to get depressing. But let me think of a way to word this that's not depressing. You like Fight Club, so I don't think it's going to scare you. Okay, so
Nothing scares me.
people will say, oh, there's like a fly that eats the eyes of people. Like, how can this universe be perfect? What about this fly that eats the eyes of people? Yeah, well, it's a great day for that fly. And
Exactly.
like when people, if you ask the average person, what's your, like, what is your idea of the perfect day? They'll be like, oh, well, they might say like, oh, well, Christmas, and we eat this big ham, and it's like, yeah, well, that was a real bad day for that pig, wasn't it? You know, it's all a matter of perspective.
Exactly. Yeah.
From the universe's perspective, everything is perfect. The
Yeah.
perfect calculation.
Yeah. I would say the same. Exactly. Because it's just a matter of perspective and nothing's
Yeah,
really good or bad. It's just our perspective on things that make them good or bad. It's our judgment. But in general, it's like up to you how you experience it.
exactly.
There are all possibilities out there.
Yeah. Okay, let me see here. What's a personal motto or mantra that you live by, and why is it meaningful to you?
Whatever happens, it's always for my best. And I know it as much as I'm here right now. So
Mhm.
if I exist, then everything that happens is for me. And because I know that, I don't care what happens. So I just let anything happen. So I don't really care. I try not to care, which is a paradox again, but it's really hard to put it in language. But it's like whatever happens is always good. And I don't mind if it's uncomfortable. So that's why I just let things happen and I don't try to go for comfort all the time. I don't
Yeah,
care what happens. This is
that's a good way to live.
yes, yeah. I think so too. So that makes me really unpredictable also because I'm not really making long-term decisions. Like I can, if I have a decision job-wise, let's say, so I need to pick a color and people would prepare for years to pick a color for a campaign or whatever. They will think about it, blah, blah, blah. I don't do that. So I would do it spontaneously. And that's why people tend to
Mhm.
say she's kind of crazy or what's going on inside her head. Nobody knows. I don't know it either. I have no idea. Whatever happens in the moment when I sit there, I don't know. And I just let anything happen.
Yeah, I've been trying to live more like that since I met you, where
Really?
I like lean into the universe. I lean into it. Like,
Yeah.
like, hey, I'll dye my hair. I'll do it. But and then a little voice in my head, but Gary, no other guys have their hold on, hold on, hold on. But Gary, no other guys, no other guys have their hair dyed, Gary. People are gonna think you're weird, Gary. They're not gonna think you're masculine anymore. They're gonna make fun of you. You're gonna get bullied. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. I'm gonna lean into it. And I've been really trying to live this way. Like I'm going to lean into the universe.
Yeah.
I'm taking charge of my life and I'm going to lean into it.
I love
Yes.
that. I really don't know how we can have so much heavy weight on our shoulders the whole time. And if people tell you that you shouldn't be doing that, then you can just beat the shit out of them because you have practice.
Oh, I'm not going to do that. But it was in the, did you see in the Optimum Theory video where it was like, we have a right to self-defense. Like, I believe that. We have a right to, there's too many people who are like, no, we do have a right to self-defense. No, I'm not like.
It was a joke. Don't take me seriously.
Yeah.
Not even I do that.
I don't like to fight with people. Like, I leave even the comments on the, and it's not like I'm bad at it. Like, I think I'm probably not somebody you would want to fight with, but like I just don't. It's a waste of time. Like that's one of the issues I have with Twitter. So I leave the comments friends only because I don't want just random people like talking smack, and it's like you're gonna waste all my time and energy. I'm gonna smack you down, but you just took like an hour out of my day, and I don't even want to waste time doing that. So yeah, I'm gonna do me, and people are just gonna have to accept it. I'm doing me. I'm starting this company. Optimum is going to be. I'm doing it. I don't care what people. It will. The universe will attract who needs to attract. The universe will do it. There are crazy stories out there. There are so many stories out there throughout history of crazy things happening. And why not us? Why can't you have a big podcast? Why can't I start this company that is like something no one's ever heard of? Like a company that's like a school in sports and like a studio. Gary, no one's ever done anything like that, Gary. What are you talking about, Gary? A college that also has like I don't care. We're doing something new. I feel it and I'm leaning into it.
Yes, and this is how you become successful, because otherwise you will just repeat things, and they already exist. So who needs 100,000, I don't know, new pen or whatever? So of course that's cool. Create something super new. Whose turn is it actually? Yours or mine?
I think it's yours.
If you could give yourself a new name, which one would it be?
Well, it was Gary. I'm Garrett, Gary's my that's it for sure.
This was an easy question. I would answer the same. I mean, I wouldn't call myself Gary.
Oh wait, would you go Evie? Would you go Evie? Is that your new name, Evie?
No, it's Anna. It's Anna. Evie is it's from my past. It's an old email address, and I used another name because I had jobs that didn't really fit my career path, let's say. So I was doing the modeling and the makeup artist stuff, and I wanted to have a fan page for that, and I didn't want to use my real name.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I go as Gary Lee, which is an abbreviation of, it's not, I've said it in TikToks before. I've said my entire name in TikToks before. But Gary Lee's an abbreviation of my full name.
What is your full name? Garrett and then?
Don't say it, please.
Okay.
I like to keep it separate because my full name is like my government name, and that's like you said, right? It lets you be a little bit more, keeps a little bit of separation there.
Sure. Yeah. Your turn.
I think you know. I've told you my full name before. I'm sure I have.
Okay,
I
yeah,
usually say it. Maybe you
yeah.
forgot, but
Hmm.
yeah. Um, let's see. Um, oh, that was my card. That was my card because I didn't answer the question.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to say truth socks.
Truth socks.
Okay, check.
Let's
Yeah.
see. What is your favorite book and why?
That's a really hard one because I cannot really say there is one book. It was Conversations with God that changed a lot for
Yeah.
me. Um, yeah, or that at least changed some of my
It was like a
perspectives. Or,
really depressing because I had to Google it after we talked about it.
Mhm.
It's like some Russian book that ends with the guy unaliving himself. It's like a love story. And I was like,
Conversations with God?
not that one. There was
Ah.
one, you brought it up one day when we were talking. It was like a love story.
Oh, yes, I know. I know that it is from Goethe. It is kind of depressing. I know. It actually even started a huge depression wave at that time when it was written. So there were many people who committed suicide after reading it, and they were wearing the same kind of clothes that the man in the story was wearing. But
Yeah.
this is not what I this is not why I like the book, by the way. It is mainly because when I read it the first time and I was still at school, so still a school child actually, and it is about pantheism, and I liked this worldview on God and
Yes.
how the character
I do too.
experienced it.
Theism fit into that book because
Hmm?
I have not read the book. I have not read the book.
How
What is
pantheism?
Yeah, I know what it is. It's for
Yeah.
your listeners, pantheism is like the universe is God, right?
Yes, and that God is in everything. And it's
Yes.
the guy
Right.
who, so the main character, he's like, for example, laying in the grass, and he just experiences God in the grass, in the surroundings, in the environment, in the animals. So he just observes everything, and he realizes that God is everywhere. And I felt that truth so much when I read it, because for me it was like that already. So it's like it was my truth, but I never spoke about it, and I never told anyone. And then I read this story, and I'm like, oh my God, it's literally like it's someone
Yeah,
else is writing about it.
too bad he unalives himself. I would say the word, but I don't know. It's seems like that triggers the our friend algorithm. So, but it's sad that he, took his life over a
Yeah,
girl, right? Over a
uh,
girl.
yeah. But this is like the the weakness point of this story for me at least, or
So
that
it's not about that.
it's not about that, but still it's like someone who feels the truth and who sees the truth still is so caught up in his thoughts and still thinks still buys into separation while experiencing that there is none. And this is so interesting. But this is like people are, so they can experience truth or a moment of truth, and the next moment we forget about it again.
Yeah, I'm trying to lean into it.
Into what?
Spinoza's God. That's another word for pantheism, another term
Yeah.
for it. We got some strength behind us. Elon believes in Spinoza's God. Einstein believed in Spinoza's God. It's like The Awakening. You know the book The Awakening, where like the woman, she comes out of she becomes independent, but it ends with her taking her own life. It's like it doesn't have to go that way. You know, just because a woman becomes independent doesn't mean she's going to take her own life. But that was the big book, The Awakening, about female independence. And it ends in tragedy. And it's like, just because someone becomes a pantheist doesn't mean that their life has to end horribly. We don't
No,
have to, I have to tell this to myself a lot, actually, because the deeper I go down this path, I was very like straight laced and like kind of conservative up until 5 years ago.
mhm.
And something snapped in my brain where I was like, this world is insane. I'm going to do my own thing. And the further I go down this path of a new enlightenment, I would call it, I have to remind myself, like, not everyone goes out a martyr, Gary. Like, just because you're doing something different There's a lot of people in the world who've done something different and their life was a big success. Not everyone ends up like Giordano Bruno, who was hung upside down and,
No,
immolated. Not
no,
everyone
I know.
not everyone ends up like Socrates, who was forced to drink hemlock because he thought for himself. There's
No.
lots of people out there who think for themselves and their life is a huge success. So
Yes, actually, right now, many meditation teachers or people, if you look at Eckhart Tolle, for example, um, or people like him who make their living on their teachings, there are many of them. So
yeah.
it's because also we are becoming, like as a society, we are becoming more open towards
Yeah.
any kind of topics, and this makes
Good.
it possible. But
Good.
even if not, I don't take life so seriously. So I mean, I would never suicide for a bad reason. Like I feel so bad, that's why I'm taking my own life. I mean,
Yeah.
I will not do it for a fun reason as well. This was kind of a weird way to say
Yeah.
that. But I just realized that, or at least this is what I believe, that a real awakening is when you die. So when you die, this is when
Ooh.
you kind of
Ooh.
really awaken, because this is
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
separate your ego from who you really are. And
Yeah. I think the big worry is who knows what happens afterwards. Like when I first started doing this, when I first started thinking about this and started putting it, because the optimum theory of everything, you've watched the video, right?
yes, completely.
I made that video for myself. This did not start as a product. This started as something I made for myself. Those are my real thoughts. Those are my real feelings.
Yeah.
And when I first started putting that down, and this idea that the universe really is just kind of like a math equation. It's um an infinite fractal, It's like all these weird, all these thoughts that some people might think are weird. And there's that part at the end where I talk about how, I don't know if I said it in the video, but I definitely talk about it a lot now. We're like, what are the odds that we're alive right now? It would seem to, in an infinite universe, the universe is really infinite. It would seem to indicate that we are alive at all times.
Mhm.
We're always alive because
Yeah.
there's zero probability that in infinite space and time we would be alive right now. The only explanation I can think of is we are always alive. But then again, so to back up a little bit, I really believe that. I really believe that we are always alive
Mhm.
and we are everything. I'm just a facet of this universal structure. And I really believe this. And when I first started thinking about that, I got a little careless because I was like, um, even if I die, I'll just come back. It's just an endless cycle. And I got a little careless. And I almost CO2 poisoned myself because I
Yeah.
wasn't, because I,
Yeah, I
what happened?
understand.
I had a wood burning stove in my house and there was like a little crack in it. And that's that survival instinct that was there previously, where I was like, when you're dead, Gary. That survival instinct kind of like got a little bit weaker. And
Mhm.
so I didn't so before I would have been like double check the stove, make sure there's no cracks in it. There was a crack in it. There was CO2, and I got the worst headache. I woke up with like this pounding headache,
Yeah.
and there was a leak in the wood burning stove. And that's when I really realized that you can't tempt the universe. You cannot tempt it. The universe will hurt, like if you think you're going to be careless, and the universe will figure out a way, whether it's conscious or not, or you don't know. Like the universe is not something to be messed with. Be careful. I follow this person on TikTok. I don't want to get too detailed here, but I follow this person on TikTok, and this person tried to end their life and it didn't work, right? And now this person is disfigured and now is making these TikToks saying, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I did that. And now this person who was stunning before, this person had everything, like looked like a model. And now this person's disfigured and is making all these TikToks about, I can't believe I did this. You do not tempt the universe. Even if it's true, we just come back, reincarnate. Maybe maybe the universe will put you into the worst thing. Maybe the universe will put you into a pig in a farm. Have you seen how those animals live? Like, terrifying. Those are conscious beings. Those animals on farm, those are conscious beings locked in cages.
I know.
And it is we are lucky. Oh my gosh, are we lucky? Out of every organism we could have been an ant. I think there are more animals on farms living in cages than human beings. So it was more likely that we would have been born as a chicken in a tiny little cage that could barely move than it is that we were born as you or me. We are lucky. And that is not something to be messed with. That's how I look at it.
I'm not sure if it's coincidence because, I mean, you are the universe. So somehow you make the decision, not Gary makes the decision, but somehow, in a sense, you on a higher level make the decision who you are in this lifetime and what you want to play and what you want to experience. This is at least how I perceive it. So that's my truth. So I don't think it's random at all. And I believe it's horrible what you're saying, like how animals are treated, how they're living in cages. I don't even eat meat, and not just for that reason, for many different reasons. But I cannot. So yeah, for me it's like terrible as well. But I also know it's my opinion on that, and it's also maybe the opinion of these animals who have to live like that. That it is horrible. But I understand that our perception is not the truth, and on a bigger scale, it doesn't really matter. Eternity is so boring. So we entertain ourselves with pain and with all that stuff. And yeah, and when you are inside this game, and this is something that I experience so often right now, that I'm not in the game. So I feel like I'm
Why
not.
do you feel that?
I feel like I'm out of the whatever it is. Like it doesn't feel real to me what is happening the whole time. Like it feels real through the emotions that I have or through the thoughts that I have. It makes this experience feel real. But I increasingly have the situations that I find myself not in here somehow, like I'm just watching. And I understand that whatever is happening here, I'm not really here. So it's really weird. I'm seeing myself from another perspective, and it happens more and more often. And it feels like it's so strange because many people talked about it, and even then Elon Musk says it's a video game, but this is what I see. This is what I literally see. And that's so strange because there might have been people hundreds of years ago who said the same and who didn't know what a video game is, but they probably saw something similar. But this is, I literally see a gaming even surface. It's like it's really a surface, and I know I'm an avatar or something. It's not me. It's just Anna.
Well, we are. We are. I feel like this a lot too. I mean, there's so much mystery in the universe. Who even knows?
Yeah.
It totally could. It totally be a simulation.
Yes, it is not real. It feels like I'm really eternal. And sometimes I have this huge feeling of this power of everything. I feel so like I can do everything right now. And then I kind of struggle with that because this body and this experience is limiting, but I know that I could.
I don't know if this relates, but I feel like the whole civilizational contract, like the whole. Okay, here's a good question for you. Okay, if you were queen of the world, okay, queen like, as in all powerful kind of, you're a human. Imagine you're a human, but you're like the queen of the world, and you could do anything, accomplish anything. Snap your fingers, and you'll have an army do it for you, right? What would you do with that power, and why?
I love this question because I am that. This is what I think. I am that. I don't need to pretend or imagine it. I am the queen of the world. I'm the only one here. And whatever I do, I choose it all the time. We choose our reality. I do it the whole time. And the only reason why I experience things that I think I don't like is because of the story I tell myself about myself. It's the story that I'm not the queen, you know? And I know that I am. I know how powerful I am. And
You
always,
are infinitely powerful.
exactly, I am the
Right.
queen of the world. And the
Yeah.
funny thing is, even if I wasn't the only one here, which I truly believe, I have still no proof for your existence, but
Right. Oh yeah, we talked about that. Yeah.
yeah, but even
Yeah.
if you were real, even if other people were real, it doesn't make them less king or queen, you know? That's the funny part. It's just our brain that tells us, but you are the only queen here.
Right. It's so
No,
funny.
we can
Yeah.
all be that. And the only reason that we don't experience it is because we tell ourselves that we are not it. And I feel that I am it because I can do so many things and I'm totally in charge of my life. I can do whatever I want all the time. I mean, how cool is that? If I'm hungry, I just push a button and I
Oh
get
yeah.
food
We live in a
delivery.
good time. We live in a good time.
Yeah, I wouldn't change anything. And whatever I want to change, I will, or I do change it. So
Yeah.
nobody can really,
Awesome.
yeah.
Yes. You're the queen.
Yes, I really am. And that's so cool. And that's why,
Why not? Did you see that video I made where I said there is no center of this universe, it might as well be you? I made a TikTok where I said
yeah,
that.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
you,
truly believe that. I don't think there's a center to this. I think this universe is infinite. It has no center, and the center might as well be you. And that when people say like, "Oh, the Queen of England" or whatever, this is all like a story we're telling ourselves. It's like,
or did you watch the show? Or at least some
oh, which
videos?
one?
Yeah, the coronation now of the king.
Oh no, I didn't watch. I don't know.
I just saw some videos on Twitter and they really made me laugh. I couldn't take it seriously, really. I was watching it and my first reaction was like, are they
Yeah,
serious? It's like
yeah,
carnival or something. It's just a dress up party. And there is this old man sitting like that, getting this crown that is way too heavy for his
yeah.
head. And everyone sits like that. And I'm like, I would be laying on the floor already. How can they sit so quietly there?
I've got one hot take on this though. The one thing I like about the idea of a royal is that they're kind of outside the system of the political politics. Politics in America is crazy. It's maddening. Like it drives me completely crazy.
Hmm.
Yeah. During the last presidential 2015, 2016 presidential, like I don't know if you do you all follow that stuff in Germany?
Yeah, a lot actually. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's
Mhm.
crazy. It drove me crazy. I was like, this is craziness. And I was like, I'm done. I'm doing my own thing. That's when I like created this whole philosophy, optimum theory. I was like, I'm done listening to you. I'm done listening to you. I want to know
Yeah.
how the universe works. I want to know. I don't want to listen to you guys anymore. You guys are crazy. Y'all are nuts. I need to
Yes.
know for myself. So yeah, this
Yeah.
idea of like, because a king or a queen, they're kind of removed from that.
Mm.
They're not going to get voted out. They don't have to win the election. So they can kind of just, hopefully they're a good person, and maybe they're not, and there's been a lot of bad kings and queens. But yeah,
Yeah, it's
the
a different kind of
Constitution,
circus. Yeah.
the Constitution is like our king here. That's kind of how I look at it. The US
Mm.
Constitution. Wait, are you up or me? No, because you're up. Because I already asked you if you were queen of the world.
Yeah, which
Do
I
you
am. So,
Yeah. Do you have any more questions or?
I have, yeah.
Okay.
Did I ask you one?
Sure.
Okay. What's something you always wanted to do but you never did?
Great question. Okay. I've been very fortunate in life that I kind of just can do stuff.
Mhm.
And I am aware of how fortunate I've been. And I try not to take it for granted. Gosh, I like this question. My life's not bad. My life's okay. Because, the fact that it's hard for me to even answer this, it's kind of like I've kind of gone down my list. I've been pretty good about checking off my own list. I wish I got out more. I've kind of fallen into the trap of the internet where I like watch people doing things instead of actually doing them. Burning Man looks really fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would be
True.
cool.
Yeah.
Going to big festivals. I don't do this stuff. I'm kind of a shut-in. So this is kind of, if I can get this Optimum Athletics thing to work, and we just travel around and you could do it, or like, people who we can make it like a franchise and I'll do it if you want, or anybody.
Mhm.
It'd be fun to like travel around and kind of hit up all these
Love
places.
that.
Yeah.
So there's nothing
I
that you
would say
didn't do.
Burning Man. Burning Man looks really fun.
It does, yes, yes. A friend of
Yeah.
mine has visited the African burn, which is quite similar, and it's not that expensive. So yeah,
Yeah.
close to Cape Town somewhere. Must be really cool. But you see, that's so cool because when I ask myself, what did I never do? I think I also could not really answer this question because I do whatever I want, and that's so powerful if you
I
realize that.
try. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I try. I think that's the way to live, and I wish everyone could have that power. I really do. I want to see a frictionless universe. Like, if you were to ask me, Gary, if you were king, you could do anything,
Oh yes.
I would say, you want to ask me that? You want to ask me if I was king and if I could do anything?
I just did.
Okay.
Through you.
Okay. I would like to see, and if I could snap my fingers and have the army of people just assemble it and build it all and stuff. I think Elon has kind of got this game plan going on. I would like to see a frictionless world. And what I mean by frictionless is that we are so in tune with the natural energy coming from the sun and water, and you can like get water to spin things and create electricity and everything, that we're so in tune and in balance with the world. And we've got so many processes built and like robots doing automating stuff that the world becomes frictionless. We can go where we want, eat what we want, see who we want. Like if I wanted to come visit you, there'd be like a hyper rail. Like I would just get on. I dream about this. I actually have a lot of dreams. This is a recurring dream I have where I get on like a bullet train and I can go anywhere. I have this dream a lot.
How
And I can go
cool.
anywhere. If I want to go to China or Australia, I just push the button, boom, and it just goes.
Yeah.
And I see no reason why we can't do this,
There
because
isn't.
energy is a cycle. Energy it doesn't just disappear. Nature has figured this out, that energy is a kind of cycle. And as long as we build the systems in place, you've got solar grids covering the Sahara Desert or whatever that powers the whole world. We could power the entire world. If we, instead of going and attacking countries and stuff, if we got our military to build a solar grid across the Arizona desert, we could power the whole country.
Yeah.
And we could then say, okay, military, go build light rails all around. And then we can just go everywhere. Frictionless. Robot chefs, like that chop things up for us, make stuff for us.
Yeah. It will happen anyway. So yeah, it's just a matter of alignment or time.
Correct. Alignment's the word they're using. Yeah, I go to the beach and I play this ring pong. I invented this game called ring pong and I'm obsessed with it. I love it. And
What
I've
is it?
made some
How does it
it's
work?
it's a ring. I don't have it in this room, but it's a ring
Mm-hmm.
and it's got a little base and you can put it in a backpack as it disassembles. It's honestly, this is a multi-million-dollar idea. I just haven't tried to monetize it crazy yet, but it's so much fun. And it's a ring and you can set it up and you've got two ping pong paddles. Have you seen that game where people go to the beach and they just hit the ball back and forth?
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah. It's like that, but there's a ring in the middle. So you can kind of like, how many times can we get it through the ring? Not just like go back and forth, but it's cooperative. See, like me and
Yeah.
you could be standing on each side of the ring and
Mhm.
we try and get it 10 times through the ring.
Cool.
It's just so fun and simple. It's simple and it's fun. And you set it up at the beach. Every summer I set it up at the beach and I just stay all day. It's so much fun.
I think the ball should have a face of a dolphin.
Okay.
So I can jump through the ring.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that'd be so cute. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that'd be so cute. You're right. They're little wiffle balls. Like they're wiffled. They've got little holes in them, so they go good through the air. Because you're outside and there's wind and stuff. He's so cute. I would build this whole system as king, and then
Yeah.
I would forfeit my king power and say, okay, now that's all built, I'm going to spend a weekend at every beach in the world, and I'm
Wow. Oh
going
my
to
God.
drink with
How cool.
whoever wants to play. I'm going to have a 6-pack there, and if we get 10, we're going to have a drink,
Ah, a
and
drink.
that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, we're going to play for a drink.
Oh yeah, that's really motivating for me at least.
Yeah, it'd be the best. I mean, that's what's better than that.
Yeah, nothing. Just being at the beach, just playing, and yeah,
That's
amazing.
paradise. That is
It is.
paradise.
It is. It's done.
Let's do it. We can do it. Honestly, we can make millions of dollars. And if I do, I'm taking you with me. We're going to the beach as friends. I'm not nothing weird like that. Okay, that leads me to the next question.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we don't need to get too weird on this podcast. Okay, that leads. Okay. Who was your first crush and why did you crush on them?
Michael J. Fox, Back to the Future.
Really? You weren't just saying that, huh? He was good.
Yeah, I didn't tell him because yeah, he was far away and probably it would have been weird because I was a child and he was an old man. I'm just kidding.
He's great. Marty McFly. He was really good.
Yes, it was not Michael J. Fox, it was Marty McFly and then I don't know, it was not too I didn't have too many crushes probably. But
Who's your first real life crush? Not celebrity, and who and why? You don't have to say names, but what made you crush on them?
I think it was my first boyfriend maybe. I was around 16 and he was really funny. I really didn't like rules my whole life, so I have an issue with that. And I remember us being in the forest and he sprayed a statue. You know, like
Wait, he what? A
yes,
statue?
yes, like something that was important. I don't know what it
He
was.
sprayed it
Yes,
with spray paint?
yes,
Oh, he was bad. But you liked it.
yes.
You were like, he's bad. He's a bad boy. That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
and I like that. So yeah, I think this was maybe this was the reason because it was fun and we didn't take the whole shit seriously. And I even checked that nobody comes, and I thought that yeah. And then I thought, okay, I think I like the guy. So then at some point I just I just ringed at the door and I said, hey, I liked you and I like you, and he was like, what?
Do you know who Banksy is?
Well, the artist, yeah.
Yeah, he's cool. I used to think he was so cool.
Yeah, he's crazy, definitely, with his banana for how many thousands of dollars.
Oh yeah, he was wild.
What's your answer?
Okay, I'm not gonna say names, but first crush. She broke my heart. She ripped my heart out in high school. I was so simped. You know the word simp?
I think so.
A guy who was just like a puppy dog for a girl.
Okay, no, then okay.
It was only after she broke my heart. And and she said she was going to do it. She was like, I have total control over you. And I didn't know anything. I was so stupid. I was a high school kid and I was just dumb. I didn't know anything about girls or anything like that. And I liked it. I liked having my heart broken. I liked the chase of it. I liked that. And it was so stupid. And I look back and I'm like, that was stupid. She didn't really even have anything great going on. But I like that she was independent and she was a free thinker. I like independence, like women who think for themselves and all that stuff. And yeah, my first celebrity crush was Angelina Jolie. I was obsessed with her. I was obsessed.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, because same reason. She was just very independent, and yeah, I liked that.
Yeah, that's more fun than people who are just doing whatever you tell them. I mean, I don't know. For me, it's like boring. So that's why every time I like even outside and I just talk to people, I'm like after 5
Yeah,
seconds.
I will never go back to a relationship that is like conservative male female. I tried that. It was miserable. Where it's like I am the boss. You listen to me. You cook the meal. I tried it. It was miserable. It's horrible.
Really, but is it like rules that are so set in stone? Is it a thing?
No, just this idea of like that there's a hierarchy in the relationship and the guy's the boss. You know, like what Andrew Tate talks about, where he's like, I'm the boss, I own you. I tried that.
Yeah, that's funny.
It was terrible. It was the worst. And you know, I wasn't forcing this on the girl. She was, you know, a willing participant of that kind of relationship. But it's awful. I'm single now. And you know, if I ever get in another relationship, it's definitely going to be because like we're friends. Like we're like best friends.
That's way better, yeah, and that's way more fun because I think when people just have this common relationships, I'm really so much out as well. It's so boring. It's really so boring because it's just because I don't even get the base anymore for that. It's just like I need a relationship because I cannot be alone, and I like.
Yeah.
Please go away.
Yeah.
Because that's so really, because then you will be just bombed with expectations. You need to be in a certain role and do certain things. And as I said, since I'm a child, I have a problem with that. And I'm not going. And that's a really weird attitude to do that in a relationship. Like, I'm not going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's okay. I mean, for people seem to like it.
I do think
Where's the
that.
fun?
Okay, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
And you don't have to play off anything I said. Like if you're like, you know, just say it's gotta be the truth, right? It's gotta be the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, okay, because I don't know if this question could be even answered. Do you think the male and female mind are different? The brain is different?
That's a good question, because this is what people say, that the brain is different, that the species are super different. Yeah. This is what people say. Do I say it? I never tried to understand, because I feel whenever we try to answer that, we make it so complicated. Maybe it must be that we are polarities somehow. It must be that it works kind of differently, but maybe just on certain levels. I would say maybe it's more an energy level, that the energy is like the opposite one.
Yeah.
If it makes the brain different, I mean, what should it be? What kind of thought patterns should it be? My friend says, yeah, okay, men love freedom, for example. And I just look at myself like, yeah, I don't really look like a guy, but I don't know. I just cannot.
Right. You're like, I love freedom too. Hey.
Exactly. So I think maybe the way of thinking comes more from our upbringing, because people try to push us in specific roles, and maybe then our brain as a female or a male works in that kind of direction. It's because of the upbringing. So then we think in kind of lines, and if it's naturally like that, I think we can answer this question by looking at people who didn't grow up in strict societies. And maybe if we find a boy and a girl, we can probably take their brains and analyze them. I mean, we can probably study their behavior.
Yeah. Oh, I bet someone's done this. I bet that's out there somewhere.
Yeah, and maybe we have to check that, because my brain doesn't know. Maybe I need to meditate on that I can also get answers like by just feeling into it. From all the logical stuff people are telling me, I shouldn't be a girl, probably, because yes, I love my freedom. I don't like when people tell me what to do. Actually, I will do the opposite. I will never even show up. So this is how people describe guys. So I don't know. On the other hand, there are things that I do naturally that people say is like a female character trait, but I also know guys who do that. So who are just, I mean, the last relationship that I started, I wanted to do breakfast with somebody. I really thought, I would really like to do something nice for other people.
And you wanted to make breakfast for him?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was basically my reason. I just wanted to do
Aw.
nice things for somebody. And then there was
Maybe
this
there is
chance.
something to it. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. But
Maybe there is something to it.
this came naturally. It was not that it was not from my
Right.
role
Yeah,
as
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, we have to check the kids from the forest
Well,
to check.
look at other primates.
Yeah.
You think we're primates? You think
No.
we're you don't think we're primates? What are we?
I don't feel like one, at least. I mean,
Yeah.
what should I say? I'm queen of the world.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hmm. No, we are not primates. We are all different. Well,
Hmm.
I don't consider myself one. I don't know if the primate thinks it's, but at the end of the day, we are all one anyway. So I'm
Yeah,
everything. I'm literally
yeah.
everything. But biologically, we are something else. Yes, that's what I
Hmm.
feel.
Huh.
It's even a
What?
different form of
What do
consciousness
you think
and
we are?
a different life form. I think it's just humans. And I think within this form, probably we will evolve, or probably we have been different. We have been smaller or had more hair, stuff like that. But
Did
um,
we, do you think that we evolved from another species on Earth or
not necessarily. I mean, my brain doesn't know. If I would meditate on that, or if I really go into what I feel is right, then I don't believe that it is something from Earth. It doesn't make sense. But at the end of the day, nothing is from Earth. I mean, Earth is not from
right,
Earth. I mean,
right, right,
everything is from out there, from the stars,
right.
and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
just could be that we were put here by other species. I could imagine that. Why not? Um,
Mm,
sounds a bit sci-fi, but it's also kind of logical because we have a different form of intelligence, and also this understanding of self is different from animals.
right.
So
We're
there is
so well, we're so smart. We can talk. Yeah.
animals can talk as well. It's just
Hmm.
that I feel um, they experience less of ego. So they have an ego, definitely, because they have a character, they have a personality, just they're not so wrapped up in their own stories, which we are.
Right, right.
So it feels like we are a different level of being for experiencing separation. It's as if um, the universe can experience more separations through us,
Certainly a very bizarre universe.
just as bizarre as we are.
It's so bizarre. It's so weird.
Yeah, I think it's super funny actually. It has a lot of humor, and I don't understand so many things. Like the older I get, the less I understand here, really. It feels really bizarre. Yeah.
Yeah. There are people who have it so bad. Going on TikTok, there are so many people on TikTok with the worst afflictions. And like they're getting through their day. Like
Mhm.
they're doing it. Like, what do I have to complain about? I don't even want to be specific. Like, I'm sure you've seen people on TikTok where it's like, oh my gosh.
Rarely. I don't know. I have a really nice bubble of animal videos, fun stuff,
Okay, good.
and science stuff.
Maybe the algorithm knows, like, I seek out the very, I don't know, I like to learn everything. Nothing
Yeah.
weird, nothing too weird, but like, I don't know. It gives me like a lot of videos of like people who in other countries who got deformities, and I don't know why I get a lot of videos of people with deformities.
I don't know.
And I just watch it and I'm like, oh my gosh, like what do I ever have to complain about?
I think this is a trap actually, because there is this mindset like, okay, other people have a difficult life, that's why I shouldn't complain. I believe this is really a trap because you cannot see the world through the lens of another person. It doesn't even make sense because you have your experience, and the only reason you probably think the life of another person, of a disabled person, for example, is hard is your judgment on it. It's again an opinion. And I
Mm,
believe even if you are crying over a candy that you didn't get, it sounds stupid, but it's your experience, it's your sensitivity towards the situation. And I would never
mm.
devalue it, no matter how
You could be a
small.
therapist.
Hmm?
You could be a therapist.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm actually hired, but my boss says I'm not really good.
Ah. You're great. I think that was perfect. The sock idea, I'm glad you're like leaning into it.
I'm so happy to hear that. I thought like, oh,
Yeah.
what am I doing again?
No, it's perfect. Lean into it. See, this is the thought you had. You had a thought, like it's the Insanity podcast. It makes sense. I don't know what you were thinking, but I can imagine. Like you're like, it's an Insanity podcast. I need a mascot. What do crazy people do? They talk to a sock. It's perfect. The mascot is talking to us. It's like the classic insanity.
It
You
is
know, you know what
classic
I mean? Like
insanity.
when someone's crazy, they're like, and it's like, so that'll be the mascot because it's the insanity part. It's hilarious. But I
I
love
love
the name Insanity because it's
it.
insanity,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, exactly. You will never know who's the crazy one, right?
Yes.
I'm insane, probably I'm sane.
It's a perfect name, Insanity. So we are
Yeah,
insanity.
exactly. Yeah, this was the idea.
Yeah,
And
it's perfect.
Jacque, I actually didn't really search for any pet or something for the show. It was that I had an episode about love languages, so that people express their needs or whatever in different kind of behaviors. So some people will spend time with you, some people will, I don't know, give you a gift or something. So everyone has their own expression of love. And I thought I want to have like a teaser or something. I want to make a little preview, and there is nobody to do that with. So I want to show a conflict situation or something, but there is no one. What do I do? And I remember a friend of mine was here, was visiting me for a couple of days, and we were rushing to a pub to meet
Yeah.
another friend, and I knew they won't be on camp. They won't want it, and anyway,
Yeah.
it's too fast right now. So I just grabbed a sock. It was really,
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. Like I need.
I like Jacques' makeover. It looks way better.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So I just grabbed it.
He looks way better, Jacques.
Yeah, I will see if I give him probably some real hair as well.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He should look nice because you're gorgeous and you always look
Oh,
amazing.
thank
He
you.
should look really good too, you know. It looks like he's a cleaner sock too. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also like his makeover.
It's
Not
so hard to find your podcast.
really.
I think there's got to be a better way to like optimize it
Mm-hmm.
for, you know, so when you search, like maybe insanity with Anastasia or something, you know, that way it's like, because if you just
Ah,
type
okay.
insanity
Mm-hmm.
podcast, it doesn't pop right up. It could be like insanity hosted by Anastasia or something like that. Something that if you type it in to be more specific, people kind of
Yeah.
know and it just pops right up. Because if
Yeah, yeah, I get it. Yeah, I
I
need
want
to.
it to be successful, I think it could be successful.
I hope
It
so. It
is.
will
It
be.
already is. You're doing great.
I don't know. I have no benchmark or anything. I just know some other creators that I believe to be really good, and I don't. I have almost no followers, so there is not too much going on yet. But I think my views are quite nice, and I started with zero, so there was nobody. So like
Yeah.
literally nobody. And for that, that's cool.
As long as there's a few people, anything can happen. It's just like it's a mathematical law. Like two people tells
Yes, I saw this one.
you saw that? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, it can happen super, especially nowadays in the internet. Things can happen overnight. Like, look how fast he's such a weird. I don't know, but look how fast Andrew Tate blew up within a week. He was like the
Oh,
most Googled.
really?
Yes, he went from nobody to within a week, he was the most Googled man on earth. Like within a
Cool.
week. This is
Mm-hmm.
that law in action that I was talking about. I made that video way before Tate blew up, and
Mm-hmm.
you saw the video, but if your listeners want to know,
Yeah.
I made this TikTok about how quickly things can happen on the internet. And it's mathematical. Two people tell two people each. Now you've got six people who know, and then they tell two people each. And within only a few cycles of that, it's like the whole world. It
Yeah.
can happen very fast. Yeah. You only need a couple people paying attention.
And I think about that sentence a lot. It only takes two. It's really often on my mind when I produce
Yeah.
something and I know, again, the views are so bad. And then I think, it doesn't matter. It only takes two because, yeah, I really think of your voice then because it really got me in that
Yes.
point. And I thought,
Well, you talk to Bentelect, and
mm-hmm.
he's big, and you could say, "Hey, talk to this guy."
I didn't think about it that when I put stuff on YouTube, of course, it's ranked on Google. I didn't think about it. So I saw in the analytics that people see the video because they are Googling him. Like, of course. How good.
And
I didn't even think that through.
I think the next edition of Optimum Theory, because the idea is to do different editions. And I think it's going to really lean into like optimizing stuff, like how to be successful. And I've got a lot to learn too. And,
Leads me to a question that I didn't write down.
okay.
But what's your definition of success?
I have that written down for you. That was
Really?
yeah. So success.
Perfect.
So yeah, this is one of my mantras: happiness, health, understanding, and success. So I look at success. I'm not trying to get rich. I don't care about money. You can't eat money. Like if you're going to be stranded on an island and you can only take one thing, you're not going to bring a brick of gold or a pallet of cash. It's worthless.
Yeah.
When I think this idea, when people think of success and they think I want to be rich, they're thinking of the wrong thing. There are a lot of people. I was very fortunate. I've met a lot of rich people, and some of the most miserable people are rich. And I think it's probably because they were trying to get rich. They weren't really, and you can really sell your soul getting rich. You can have no life. You can get yourself stuck in a situation where to continue this money coming in, your life is just miserable. And it's not about the money. It's about creating a life that is happy, healthy, and understanding, and doing it naturally. That's what I live by. I want to live in happiness, health, and understanding, and that is success. Happiness, health, and understanding across time is success.
Yeah, I like that.
What's your definition of success?
Similar probably, but more, I would say realizing that I am happy and that I am healthy and that I am it right now. So
Perfect.
I wouldn't try to create it because this would make me chase something that I would believe is not already there. It's just realizing that I have it already, because when I'm not able to experience heaven right now, I won't find it later.
Yeah.
So that's what I feel a lot. And I a couple of weeks ago, I was missing to travel. I was missing it so much, and right now I just couldn't. It's so much going on, so I couldn't go anywhere. And I feel like the room is getting smaller and everything, and I just need to get out. And oh God, I thought, oh, I need something. And then I was going for a walk, and I had like a breakfast in a bakery. So just sitting outside having coffee and a little cake, and I was just sitting there, and I was pure gratefulness in that moment. So I was just looking around, and I thought, if that's not happiness, if this is not holidays, what is? So I've experienced everything that I would need a long travel for normally. I've experienced in a bakery around the corner, and I thought, okay, thanks. Yeah, that's success for me. It's realizing that it's already there.
Good.
And just one feeling that is also included there is that I'm peaceful. So it's maybe being healthy, it's being happy and peaceful, because for me, peace is like this peace is my happiness.
Yeah. What happened to that company? That company that let you go, they went out of business?
Yeah. They didn't let me go, so they let everyone go. So they just
Yeah, got it.
needed to
Got it.
close the doors
Was
completely.
it because, do you think that has anything to do with all these AI tools coming out, or?
No, not at all, especially because it was really modern and everything digital and stuff. So I'm sure it would have been possible to adapt to that. No
Yeah.
problem at all. It was more due to COVID. Just some brands didn't want to invest in marketing. The agency wasn't big. It was a startup. It was a startup 4 years ago, but it was still young. So yeah, marketing clients, especially, they were not really big ones. So they were like kind of middle size, I would say, and they didn't want to invest in marketing too much. And the only massive client that we had was Huawei. And I mean, you maybe know how,
Google.
yes,
Well,
like, no,
really?
Huawei, yeah, that they had
Oh,
the
and I'm
ban.
thinking of Waymo. Waymo. What's Huawei's the Chinese?
Yes, and they had issues with Google because of Trump. So Trump had this ban for Google or for American companies to work with Chinese companies, and it affected Huawei extremely because they couldn't have Google apps like Maps and all that stuff couldn't be on the phones anymore. So the whole phone
Yeah.
market crashed. So they had other products, but for the phone market, it was like a disaster, and we were mainly
Oh.
responsible for phones. I mean, yeah, it was the B2B marketing for Huawei in Germany, but if like 80% of the market didn't work anymore,
Mm,
then can you imagine what happened to marketing? So, yeah.
mm. Are there jobs where you are?
Hmm?
Are there a lot of jobs? Good
Uh,
jobs?
Freelance jobs, you mean right now?
Yeah,
Um,
or just in general?
some
What's the
of,
job market like?
I think for me it's okay because I'm doing like concepts and strategies for brands, and whenever they don't have an identity, I write them one. So whenever you can fill things with life, I think you will always have a job because I can write a story, I can write a concept, I can write a strategy. It's just that I could probably do more for talking to people, like asking for jobs myself or being more present on networking events because there are
Mm.
jobs, but I don't like to do that. So, I mean, I can write a mail, but I hate going to events, like to this network events where everyone is serious and everyone's like, what are you doing? I'm like, dying.
I hope I'm not trying to escape from that. Like with all this that I've been doing, I hope this isn't like my way to try and escape from all that.
What do you mean by escape?
I don't know, like, because I could get I'm sure I could get a real job, as my parents would say. You know, like I
Yeah.
say, I say I do have a real job. I've got a few of them. I mean, I'm paying my bills. Um,
But you mean if you would give up on your dreams to do just that?
yeah, I think I could still do it. Like I think I've set it up. Though I've set up Optimum where it's kind of I do it when I want to do it,
Mhm.
so I could continue to do it even with some other job.
But why would you?
But
I
I'm gonna
mean,
keep exactly. I'm gonna keep doing this until at least for a little while.
yes, why not? I mean, if that's exciting and if it makes you happy, why would you even consider
Yeah.
doing something else? No, it makes no sense. And I think about it so often that it feels like we are doing things because everyone is doing them, and it's so pointless. It's your life. It's so precious. It's like it's a gift, literally. You can do anything with it, and
Yeah.
you can do anything with it. You can do whatever. I mean,
Yes,
it's
exactly.
yours. It's
It
only
really is.
yours.
Yes.
Yes, and if you tune into that feeling that it's yours, you can do whatever you like. Um, it can be ridiculous. I can open the window and start salting people. You know, if I want that, I do it. Yeah, just
Salting.
yes, or some pepper.
Pouring
I don't
salt.
know. Yes.
Don't do that. No, don't do that. I would not. I mean, your life's your life. I would not advise that.
No, I don't have any, I don't feel any passion to do it right now, but I could if I wanted.
Yeah. You get in trouble. They would say in America, oh my gosh. I'm sure you've been seeing the news. People are getting crazy over here
Really?
with their guns. Oh, their
Ah,
guns.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's girl got shot like chasing a basketball onto some guy's property. It's insane. It's every single day. That's not a thing in Germany. Can people just own guns in Germany?
No. No, we can't. I had a little thing for it, so I actually went to a place where you can legally just shoot sometimes, but
Mm.
it's super restrictive and it's even not real guns. It's not that dangerous. I mean, you can lose an eye, but it's not like
What are
the
people
real.
saying over there? Do people talk about what's going on in America? You can be honest with me.
I
And
have to be honest, I only have two
yeah,
socks left.
oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Um,
Do we look like a bunch of maniacs over here?
It depends who you ask. So it is a prejudice from many people in Germany actually that they think I don't like America, for example, because yeah, the guns or it's weird government and stuff like that. On the other hand, there is sort of an admiration, I would say, because every trend that is in the US, in some point it arrives here, and the whole media, the German media, it's the same. It's the same information. I
It's not real. It's
probably I will
just
need to cut it, but when it was about, I will need to cut it later because I don't want to be ranked down. But when it was about COVID, the whole news, it was all the same as
you
in
can say
America.
that. You can say that. There's certain things, but
Yeah.
go on. Yeah.
Okay, I'm confused already what I can and cannot say.
I
Usually I
know,
say
right?
everything.
I have to like actively like study what can we say now, what can't we say, and it's like you never really know. You kind of
Yeah.
have to. Ridiculous.
Yeah, I want to put it on paper. So
Because I don't care. Say what
yeah,
you
me
want. I
neither.
don't. This is why the conversations are private at Optimum, right? At
Yeah.
Optimum College, so we can just talk.
Yeah.
But
I'll give things different ridiculous names. So okay. Christian
right.
is now
Oh, let's do
COVID.
that. Oh gosh, let's do it. Sure. Okay. What word should we use for?
I call it
Yeah.
Christian.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay. Sure. Where did? And let's call the Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Okay.
Okay, I like that.
Where did Mountain Dew go in 2019 and 2020? Did Mountain Dew totally disappear in Germany too?
It needed a break. Yes, yes, it was on vacation. Maybe it was in Spain or something.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it totally disappeared, just like many other topics that had some
We
relevance before, and suddenly
we need another word for smackdown.
SmackDown. Beautiful. Yes.
Smackdown.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I drove through the American South, which is like, I don't know if you're familiar with the geography. It's like half the country. Okay. I drove through the American South during the SmackDown, and they weren't in SmackDown. They were walking around,
Mm-hmm.
breathing the air in the grocery stores.
Mm-hmm.
Where did Mountain Dew go? Insanity.
Yeah.
Insanity.
Yeah. Yeah.
The most insane thing that happened since,
Okay.
because that was
What?
wild too.
Olsen twins?
Yes. Olsen twins.
Yeah.
Insanity.
Uh-huh.
I don't have the answers.
I think at the end of the day, maybe it doesn't even matter the answers. Probably they
You-
do.
You're right. You're probably
Probably.
right.
Yeah, because it's just I
It
feel that
happened.
whenever it happened, and if I keep giving energy to it, I keep it alive.
Yes.
It's like
Yes. You're probably right.
with all things. And right now there are also like so many terrible things happening, and the highest discipline is to know that they exist and to not look away, of course, but to not entertain them and to not give them power. Because
You're
this
right.
is how you keep them alive. It's by buying into the fear, it's by buying into the negativity, it's by getting carried
Absolutely.
away by it. And um,
Absolutely.
this is what, if there is a big evil plan, then it is feeding the plan. Feeding the fears is feeding the plan, if it even exists.
Absolutely. Yes, the fear gives it power.
Yes. It's
You're
like
right.
with everything. Unconscious, I don't even want to call it evil because it's just another word for unconsciousness. But whatever
Mhm.
you entertain, you bring it to life. It's like in Peter Pan. If you don't believe in fairies, they die. And if you
Yeah,
don't believe in bad fairies, they also disappear.
you're probably right. Yeah, we create our reality, all of us. We're little nodes that create the reality together. And the universe, like I said at the very beginning, I really believe this. The universe is perfect. The calculation is perfect. It's a perfect calculation that's happening.
Yes.
And yes. Do I have any other questions? Let's see what else I have here. I think I answered. Celebrity crush, crushes. Why'd you cry? Favorite book. We've been talking for 2 hours.
True. Are you tired?
No.
How?
We can keep going.
Yeah,
And I don't
sure.
want to, I feel like I don't want to end it talking about the Olsen twins and Mountain Dew and all that
Okay.
stuff.
Okay, just don't give it energy. And I've realized something, that it's super fine to talk about everything, and like even to talk about these negative things that are going on. It's more about how empty are the words. The emptier they are, the better, because you can discuss it. But if you get carried away by your fears, by negative emotions, then you give it energy. You can say whatever. So
Yeah,
words don't have a known meaning. So
life is good.
life is super good. Yeah,
It's super good. It's better now than any other time in history. I
of
tweeted this
course.
the other day. I was like, and it's true because whenever I feel like life isn't good. This is messed up. Blah blah blah. Olsen twins. Oh, Mountain Dew. Blah blah blah. Whenever I'm like, dude, Gary, there were guys in trenches, trench combat, and like when I love documentaries, history documentaries. World War I and World War II, craziness. Like the things that happened and craziness. The world has been through worse. The world has been through worse.
Yes, we are up leveling the whole time because our consciousness rises, and whatever we experience, this is also like a good insight for myself, that whatever I experience that I don't like outside of myself in the world, it's something that reflects a part of me that I don't see. Otherwise, it wouldn't exist. So we are all kids of this planet, or of this universe. So it is like the unconsciousness that we experience just reflects our unconsciousness to some degrees. It doesn't mean that we would do the same terrible things, for example. It doesn't mean that you would translate your unconsciousness in the same way. Of course not, because because Gary is a person. So Gary wouldn't act in certain ways because he's shaped by an environment that wouldn't let him do that. But it's still, there is an unconscious part. It must be, otherwise you would be dead. So the point of living is duality. And since you are alive, you're also unconscious. But the degree shrinks. And that's why the picture that we get mirrored back is a more positive one than it has been.
Germany. Yeah, I want to visit Germany. My dad's been in Germany.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad's best friends is German.
From where are they?
Munfred from his name is Munfred from
Manfred, of course.
It's a common name.
Yeah.
He comes and visits all the time. I see him quite a bit. Because he travels for work, he travels around. And he visits from Germany. He's a great guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not the most beautiful country, but I guess when you're not from here, it's interesting.
Yeah, my mom's from family from Germany.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah.
You know from where?
I don't think anyone would really know. This was probably 200 years ago.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I want to visit.
Yeah, I mean, Germany's has really different parts. Like there is one, like my favorite part is Hamburg, for example. It's really close to the water. Like everything that has something like a little bit of wild water is already my friend. So Hamburg is not completely wild, but it has a big, massive harbor. It's really, really beautiful. I even moved there and I took a shitty job just to live in Hamburg for a while. It's really an impressive, beautiful city with an old town with really old buildings that were not damaged in any world war. So it's really worth it. Many people like Munich, but I don't know. I haven't really seen too much of the city, but must be beautiful. Also, really many old buildings. Like I'm pretty much in the center of it. So the west, I find it a bit, boring. A bit of nature, a bit of buildings, I don't know, so nothing that you wouldn't have seen already, I guess, but it's fine.
Yesterday I was listening to a documentary about Germany and England with their submarines during World War I listened to a whole bunch of documentaries about the submarine warfare going on. It's just wild. They're like, just to prevent, I don't even know. I was trying to figure out what was going on. That people would get together and make these submarines. Like the engineering involved in making a submarine is just boggles the mind. And then it like very rapidly, they were like, we got to make these, what the heck's it called? The little thing that's it's got a chain and it's like it's got little spikes on it. And I can say a word, but I don't want to say it because I don't want our good friend Al Gore rhythm, you know? You know what I mean? They went all around.
But I can cut it. You can say it right.
These little things that go on little chains.
I love these ones.
Like
yes,
thousands of them, and they had to like maneuver. This is what I was talking about. About like we got it good. Like these guys, with these guys living in these little submarines, not knowing if the thing's going to ever go boom.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Yeah, that's crazy. Exactly. And it's
And
just
all over trade routes, all over who trades with who and where does the grain go and all this stuff and who pays who taxes and all this stuff. You know? Who's a vassal of who is a vassal of who, you
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. It's really wild. That's the right word.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just makes me think. I mean, I'm currently not really watching documentaries. I'm watching my my show with Catherine the Great. The Russians are at war with everyone, and I mean,
Yeah.
it's a show, so right, it's
We're
not.
gonna we'll it'll all work itself. Look at me and you. We're talking. My dad's Jewish. I've said, I think I've said this to you before.
Yeah, yeah, you did.
One of his best friends, like Manfred, is German.
Yeah,
Like Manfred's parent,
of course he's German. What can he be with that name?
Manfred.
He has no choice.
I'm sorry, Manfred. Like Manfred is wonderful, but I imagine, and I could be completely wrong, but I imagine his, if not his parents, his grandparents, like they were the dudes. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like they, they, in that now my dad is best friends with this guy. And me and you talk,
That's what you mean. Yeah, yeah.
everyone in America loves Germany. Everybody.
Really?
Oh yeah. Did you not
Why?
think so?
I didn't
Did you
know
not?
that. No.
Oh yes.
Here for the first time. For
What did
what?
you what did you think we thought of y'all?
But yeah,
Y'all as in Germany.
nothing. I didn't think there
We
is
love Everyone loves Germans. Oh
for
yeah.
what?
Oh yeah. For what? Because what's the freaking what's the beer festival? I've got a
Uh,
mug.
yeah. Oh
I'm
God.
trying to think of this.
Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
By the way, a huge percentage of Americans have German ancestry, so that's got
hmm
to be a part of it. Like me,
hmm
I'm half my family's from Germany. I if you ask the average person, what is your opinion of Germany out of 0 to 10? They'd all say 10.
Really?
Oktoberfest, Lederhosen, sauerkraut. I always put sauerkraut on my brats.
Oh, I love it also.
I
But
love sauerkraut. I
me
love
too.
it. Yeah, everyone loves. Even Jewish people,
Yeah.
for sure,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, because it doesn't, I mean, it doesn't matter today anymore. I think everyone who holds on that grudges again
Yeah.
entertains a scenario that isn't here right now. It would be even ridiculous. Someone said the world is like a teenager. It's not there yet where we want it to be or where we believe would
You're
be a
right.
good place.
Oh
And
yeah.
on the other hand,
Yeah.
it's not the little child that is just completely unconscious.
That's a great way to put it. We haven't found our wavelength yet. I think we will find that wavelength, and people will be like, "Wait, it wasn't good." I think we're getting close to it. Maybe 10 years from now, maybe 10 years, maybe really close. When you'll ask anybody, "Hey, is life good?" and everyone's gonna say, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh life's good." Everybody, North Korean, Russian, Chinese, doesn't matter. Is life good? American, whoever. Is life good? Oh yeah, it's great. I think we're getting to that point.
It is about getting to that point. It is
Yeah.
about realizing that it, in fact, is good, that we are not ignoring things. We don't look away. It's just that the things don't determine if life is good. People in Ukraine, as far as I know right now, they live with the certainty that there are bomb attacks all the time. So
It's
they go
horrible.
grocery
Oh,
shopping.
it's awful.
It may be, I don't know. I mean, yes,
It's gotta
it's
be.
not cool,
It's gotta be.
but they are living their normal lives and they experience joy and they experience uncomfortable things, everything. So they just have a full range of emotions, also the positive ones, while the outside is probably a threat somehow. So it is possible, and this is the proof, just one of the many, many proofs that our well-being is not attached to anything on the outside. It can be as horrible as you think it is, literally.
Yeah.
And this is why you experience reality in a positive way. And the more we do that, the less terrible it will be on the outside because we won't have the need for that experience. this is what I come to understand when I watch the show, which I know it's just fiction, right? But I think about war a lot when I watch it because they're just ridiculously fighting with everyone the whole time.
What's the name of the show again?
The Great. But I really don't know if you will like it. It's really
You say The Great?
The Great.
Okay, The Great.
Yeah, maybe you will think it's stupid.
So Peter the Great.
It was Peter the Great.
Peter the
And
Great?
yeah, it was Peter the Great. Then he had a son, and his
Yeah.
son married Catherine, and Catherine became Catherine the Great.
Got it.
And yeah, and well, it is really ridiculous. It's a comedy. So it's a comedy with people who are ripping their heads off the whole time. And while I'm watching it,
let's keep it there. That's where we should direct all these thoughts. Entertainment. We don't have to do it in real life.
yes,
Watch
but
yeah.
but it makes me understand that everything we do it for entertainment. Even the horrible things that we do to each other. This is nothing else but emotional entertainment. Because life would be pointless if it was just blissful. This is why the universe decided to split itself into so many pieces. It's not for being a singularity the whole time in peace or in nothing actually. So you need the pain.
This is why the universe decided. You might be right. That's deep. That was a good one.
Yeah,
That was a good one.
I think so, because the last time when I experienced complete oneness with everything, so
Yeah.
I really melted into into myself somehow, and I felt infinity. I felt eternity. I cannot say I understood it because I just was that.
Was this something you took?
Yeah. I had it also without. So I had little experiences or little.
Right. Yeah, I've had the experience. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Like
So
it's all like I am it.
yes.
Me. I know what you mean.
Yes.
Yeah, I've had the experience.
And it's like I felt that it is pointless to be infinite and to be eternal without a play. This is what I felt from it. Like, yes, I am everything, and everything is pointless, and I'm here since ever. I knew and I felt I am here forever. And then my dualistic mind, what it's made out of it, how it translated it was, I need to play. and I was like, oh, it's so like I'm doing this forever. I was in the eternal now. I felt the eternal now so much, and I was like, of course I need to entertain myself, but for now. And after so many years of different kinds of play, I felt bored thinking about pain, because I thought we are experiencing we have negative experiences, and they are all really similar. So we are always crying about the same old stuff, and I'm tired of it. I thought so many generations, so many things repeating themselves all the time. I'm bored by negativity, and I want to have a positive experience now way more, because it's boring, this whole complaining shit.
Yes. I agree. 100% agree.
Yes, and from then it's just you made the choice already. So it's like the framework changed because you made a conscious choice, and now the only thing that needs to be aligned is the action. And this is a bit hard because the avatar or Anna is still addicted to old patterns. So there are still things from the past that are influencing my thoughts, that are influencing my mind. And this is why I need to practice non-reaction. Because if I keep reacting to things that I don't prefer in the new framework, I change the game, and I don't want to change the game. I already signed up for the new game. So now I need to move myself there. And I do that by non-reaction to things that are old, and by aligning my thoughts, actions, and feelings to the new. And this is what I'm practicing right now.
Brilliant. I'm so glad. I'm so thankful that you're the first certified optimist.
Really?
It couldn't have been more perfect. Perfect. I'm putting an ad out soon. I've been working on it. I saw you liking my post about it. Yeah, I've got an ad, and I'm gonna run an ad. Like it's gonna get 1 million views because I'm gonna pay for it if I have to. Like everyone's gonna see it. I'm just gonna pump money into this, and yeah, I want there to be a lot of optimists.
Yeah, or is it more being realistic at the end of the day? Because it's like I was on another podcast, Dualistic Unity, and one of the guys said something that I thought, oh my God, this is what I'm thinking the whole time. That yes, I'm a super optimistic person.
Well,
People even
that was a good episode. I watched that.
oh, that's good, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
I was criticized my whole life for being too positive, for being too optimistic. So the world is crashing down next to me, and I'm still like, okay, it's good for this and that. But I don't think it's optimism. For myself, I think
Yeah.
it's reality.
Perfect.
Like it's
Exactly. Perfect. Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
it's not
It's just
delusion. It is
you're who you are. It's just
yes.
but we need to I want to find people like more people like this. Not everyone is like this. And yeah,
Because it's so easy to be the victim of what is happening. It's so easy because
Mhm.
then you are not responsible. And for me, this is actually super boring to not be responsible, because if I'm not responsible, then I experience things that I don't choose. But it's like, yeah, where's the point to that? So I better invent and I better create. And yeah, we need more people that are like more
They're out there.
creators.
It's just about identifying them. Like
Yeah.
I didn't make you a certified optimist. This is just a word. You were who you were, and
Yeah.
we were able to connect and be like, oh, the wavelength works. It's a
Yeah.
good way. I want to find more people who are on the wavelength. That makes sense. I'm not making them a certified optimist. It's just that's just semantics. That's just
Yeah,
words.
I know.
It's about identifying people who have a kind of wavelength.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't find too many, and I always think, is it about me? Because if I'm here, why am I playing alone all the time? Um, but yeah, I hope there are more, because I really feel like it would be so much more fun to co-create instead of just, yeah. I mean, I have fun doing me the whole time. That's cool, but sometimes I think that's an empty
I had
playground.
to do it. I had to do this. I had to do this. This is why I did. I was so lonely. I was so lonely.
Yeah, why? But because there are no
There
other,
was nobody else.
yeah,
And I couldn't keep it in anymore. So I put all my thoughts down.
cool.
And you saw the video. It's a
I
video. For
I
your
watched
listeners.
it completely. Yes.
Yeah, for your listeners, it's a video. And it's all my thoughts. And you never have to agree with it.
I was crying with this
It's not
video.
a cult. It's not a cult. You never have to agree with me. You can leave whenever you want. I do not take any action against people who leave. This isn't Jamestown. I don't care if you leave. I watched a documentary on Jamestown the other day, and I was like, oh my God. Do you know Jamestown?
No.
Oh, this was an American thing. Okay, so this guy started a cult in the 1970s.
Mhm.
And it started as a church. And then he was like, America isn't receptive. Let's go to Africa. So the whole church goes and moves, a bunch of Americans. They go and move to Africa, and they found a town called Jamestown. And they all ended up, and then he trapped them all there. James, the guy's name, I forgot his name. But his name's, forget his name. He should be lost to history, other than the idea that this is not how to do it. So he trapped everybody there. And when they wanted to leave, he made everyone drink cyanide that was in juice. 900 people.
Oh my God.
It was yes. And yeah. So now there's this saying in America, drinking the Kool-Aid. And it means when somebody takes anything on just faith alone, and like you have to follow authority, you're drinking the Kool-Aid. Optimum College is the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Is that your experience? That you never have to agree with, you don't have to agree with me, right?
No, and I wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly.
I would never agree with anyone if I don't.
I don't even send out emails to people. Like I'm not like, oh, show up and do this. No. It's like it's just an idea. It's just about getting people together on a similar wavelength. And so I was so lonely. Especially 2015, 2016, when the world was going insane over this. America was going insane over this election. And I was like, I don't, y'all are crazy. Y'all are nuts. And I put all my thoughts into this video. And anyway, I was so lonely. Blew up on TikTok. I met people. I met you. You're amazing. There are so many people in the world who think like this, who kind of like they get it. Like they just get it. They're not. I like that your program is called Insanity. Insanity. This is sane speaking. This is sane speaking.
Actually, yes.
I'm not trying to make enemies, but there is crazy thinking out there. There's like real crazy thinking out there. And it's common. And there's a lot of them. Like
I know.
I was feeling like I'm the only sane person alive. I'm looking around the, you know?
I know.
Yeah.
I know this. I feel the same the whole time. And I'm just like, if the definition of being normal is to fit into a society that is sick, then it's terrifying. Then it's not my normal. So then I'm the crazy one, but then I'm at least healthy crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yes, for me, it's also I don't understand basic life concepts anymore, and I didn't understand them since ever. So as a child, I already didn't understand many things, but it was like everyone was so strict with me, and I just had to follow the rules because, yeah, survival somehow. So you need to kind of exist here, I thought. So at least I pretended that I understand what they're talking about, but I never really did. And then when I was more myself, I could finally drop this and drop the mask and everything. And I started to speak my truth like freely because who wants to punish me? Nobody there. Too bad. And yeah, and I'm just doing it, but sometimes I'm just doing it in my head. Probably I'm not talking to everyone about it because I don't see the point, because sometimes I already see people are not open, and it's okay. It's super okay. I don't need to convince anybody. It's just that I wouldn't play with them because what should I spend my time with them? It's like, okay, I prefer my empty playground than sitting there with people who, yeah, do completely different things. That's boring. And that's why I also chose to be like better I'm alone, because the rest is like, it's worse. Being alone is amazing. It's just the experience with other people
We're
makes me
social
feel.
beings. We're social beings. We have to. We're not a complete organism.
Yeah, but sometimes if my experience alone is better than the experience with others, then I prefer
Yeah.
definitely to be alone, because I
Right.
feel tired and I feel like
Right.
it happens so often that I meet people, even my family, and when I leave them, I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. Like I'm going home like that. I just cannot wait to arrive
Yeah.
here and be alone.
Yeah.
And everyone else is like, oh, so good you were here. I feel so good.
Yeah.
How
Oh
is
my
that
God,
possible?
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
You're so good with the faces.
Yeah.
You get so many good ones. You're just so expressive. Even when even when you do the sock, you're expressive.
Really? Wait, if it's just Jacque?
Yeah, like you were like, and I went to he's got, Jacque voice, that
Yeah.
voice you do.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I went to another dimension. I was like, I watched that a few times. That was
Oh, I'm
funny.
happy you saw that. I was laughing so much. I even tried like the scream, because he lost his first love in the washing machine, and he was like, I tried to make the program scream because it was like it's just this translation AI, and I wanted it to make a noise like
Yeah.
something, and it didn't do it. It was just wah 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 wah.
Yeah.
This was the scream.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It could be more. It's the best. The best mascot. It's just perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so happy. Yeah. I also like it. I'm actually already super used to him. And yeah, let's see. I need to write his story. Maybe I will do a book or something, a little booklet. I don't know, because
Yes.
there
You
is
could do a whole book. Have you used the AI yet, the Midjourney?
not yet. No, but I know that it's great. Yeah.
That's the program I used to do you as make you as Athena.
hmm
Mhm.
Who I
That's
actually
real.
am.
I'm working on a video game. It's real. It's
Yeah.
not fake. Yeah, I'm working on it.
It's amazing. I so much love the visuals and everything. It looks really good. And
For the listeners who don't know, Anna is gonna be a video game character. That's the plan. Athena, the wise. Yeah. That's the plan. I see no reason why it's not going to work. Like I've got I've got it on my computer. It's awesome. And it's not done yet. I have no idea when it's going to be done. But there will be steady. I'll make, videos when it's like reach certain points of development.
Yeah, that's amazing. And it is also there was one other thing that was so interesting because I really relate to the character. So I really think it fits. It's a really good fit. And
I tried to fit everyone. So for the listeners who don't know, it's a like Street Fighter, okay? But it's in virtual reality, and it's sword fighting, and no one's gonna die in the game though. I don't think anyone's gonna die. I think they're gonna bow or whatever, like when the fight's over, and every character in the game is a creator. And like a creator is in like an online person who creates stuff. And I tried to make it, like you are Athena. Like I saw it. I was like, she's Athena. You're Athena.
I saw that too. And the funny thing is that I told it to one of my best friends. So I told her about this story and that there's a video game coming and stuff. And 2 days after that, she said, "Hey, look, I found a paper," and she sent me a picture, and it was like her guides or characters that give her strength. And I don't know, there were some I don't remember anymore, but one was Athena, and I was so crazy is that my best friend is sending me a picture, an old picture that with some copy to it that she created, I don't know when, years ago with Athena on it. And I'm like, how cool is that?
Athena's the bomb. I've always loved Athena. She's the bomb, and she deserves her own like universe. Like this game could be so good. It could be so good.
Definitely, yes. It looks amazing already.
Yeah, if you ever want, I could show you how it works sometime. But you could make like a book about Jacque de Sock using Midjourney, and it would be very like awesome.
Yes, I really think about doing that right now because
in the multiverse, fifth dimension.
Yes, because the story is quite complex actually, and I already have everything. I know the ending. I know everything already. I just don't want to tell everything already.
Include a sock with the book.
Yeah. I also have some thoughts on merch already. Not necessarily just
they make the sock themselves, maybe.
What?
Oh, well, go on. No, you talk. I don't want to like.
No, tell me.
I don't want to get in your brain.
No, but say it.
You've got ideas for merch.
Yeah. I have ideas.
I will say what I'm going to say after, but I want to hear you first.
Okay. So sock clips, of course.
Yeah.
To keep them together. And also one thing. It is not too much of a spoiler because it doesn't tell you too much about the end, but I want to include the box of Pandora because of hope. And I want to have a sock box.
Oh, yes.
So you can sell hope, like the socks that look like hope. I already know.
Oh yeah, hope sock.
Yeah, hope socks, exactly. And
Jacque's other half.
Yes, and hope socks because hope is like one of the plagues from Pandora's box. That's another idea. So that's why I want to have like the whole box, like a sock box, a gift box where you can
create a whole succession of stories.
Yes.
Based on, you could create a Jacque universe. Like Marvel.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And the good thing about Jacque is also that right now he lost hope. So we don't know where hope is, in which dimension she is. Obviously, maybe she's in Pandora's box. Maybe she's back to her box. Who knows? I won't say. But Jacque is, since he lost hope, he's a demotivation sock. That's why he's like kind of my personality disorder, because I'm so positive. So I thought, okay, I need to exclude.
You need to balance it. You need to balance it out.
Yes, it's Jacque, and Jacque is like the most demotivating person I've ever met. So he's always speaking super demotivational, and his quotes are just like you feel worse after reading them, I guess. And yeah, that's the idea, that he's always a bit the sarcastic part of myself.
Yeah. Oh, it's perfect.
And he tries to raise his vibration. It's really difficult if you don't have hope and you are like super.
Oh yes, metaphor. I was thinking. Okay, now here's the thought I was gonna say. You could include a sock with the book that's got like, and you can make your own sock. You know what I mean? Like you could make him it doesn't have to look like Jacque.
Yeah, true, but
Like
you could
make your own character kit.
your own
I don't know.
design. Your own
I don't know.
design, yes. You can create your own dimension. Actually, you would create Jacque.
Yes.
You would create Jacque, but in another dimension, because wherever you
Yes.
are, Jacque is not. So you create your own Jacque.
Yes.
And
Perfect.
then you can upload him. So maybe there will be a Jacque app or something. So you can just upload his face
Yes.
and you
See,
can
this is
print it.
This would be good. This is so good. This is why, because some people would say, did any of your friends say this is crazy? The sock? Did any of your friends say like this is crazy? Why do you have a sock?
I didn't ask.
Good.
I didn't ask. I just
Forget them.
when I was in the pub and I started painting it. So I had this vision, yeah, and I was like with two friends of mine who were sitting next to me like that. But yeah, so
no, it's great. See, this is unique.
Yes,
this is lean into
they were probably saying like, okay, what am I doing here? But at the end of the day, I gave them cocktails, so they were happy, and I forced them to film me with the sock.
Perfect. Yeah, lean into it. That's what I say. But you are the boss.
Of course, the queen of the world.
You're the queen.
Yes.
Say lean into it. I think this is a good ending. We talked for almost 3 hours.
Jesus. Christmas.
And I have done all of my questions.
Perfect. Very good. How are you about the questions?
I love it. This is great.
Yeah.
Do you have any more questions for me? Did you?
No, it was so random that some of them were not even like important. I mean, there is one really, I want to end the questions with, where is it?
Yeah, this is your podcast. I'm like, oh, we should end it here. No, this is your podcast. Yeah, I will be here as long as you want me to be here.
Where is this weird one? It was on the first page. You know, I have so many. The name I had. Oh yeah, I have it. And it's not my question, so it came from the community.
Okay.
Okay, so which scares you more? A spider larger than a chair, or an unfed tiger? Mic drop.
Oh, unfed tiger.
Really?
Oh yeah, because crabs are just giant sea spiders, and they're not that scary. They're a spider. Oh, and there's an island called Christmas Island, and I've been there in VR because there's this app. You can go to Google Maps in VR, and Google has like photographed everything on Street View, and so you can go visit Christmas Island in virtual reality. And it is an island where crabs have evolved out of control. And there are these crabs that have evolved to live outside of the water. Like, because evolution is weird. Like, it's like why Australia has got really weird animals. Because it's like secluded and evolution just went crazy on Australia. Similar to Christmas Island, where crabs evolved out of control, and there are these crabs, and you can like walk through in VR and walk through and they're terrifying. Like I got really scared. I can barely do it. And you're walking through the forest in VR, and you're looking around, and there's these crabs that are as big as a table, and they're climbing up the trees and stuff. They climb trees.
Oh, that's annoying.
And yeah, it's real. But like I wouldn't want to touch that, but like actually being so like my revulsion, I'm like revolted to that. And tigers are cute, but
yes, you see,
but My thinking part of my brain is going to say the giant spider, I could just kick it, but the tiger, I'm done. I'm dinner. So I
It
would be more afraid of the
depends.
tiger.
Okay.
I'd be more afraid of the unfed tiger.
Okay. Okay. I get your point, but I don't share it because I would always be afraid of the insect. Always. Probably,
Yeah,
but
insects
less
are
when it's,
gross. Centipedes are the scariest for me.
yeah, then, yeah, because you
They're
never
just like
know what they will do
like
next.
too many legs. I don't know. I don't even have to think about it. Like I don't even know why. Like they're just so revolting to me. Like it's just
I
big
know.
centipede.
I have an explanation for that. Um,
Mm,
it's because what I've heard, and I feel that it could be the reason. It's that the brain is always trying to predict threats. So this is how the mind works. It's protective, and insects, they are super different from us. So it's not like a tiger, for example, or a puppy or something. So
mm,
they look completely different, and they have a way of moving which you cannot predict, and which is difficult for our brain to predict what they're going to do next. So that's why it translates itself into a kind of a fear. And this is simply because it doesn't know what it will do next. So we are like disgusted and we think like, what's
You
that?
might be right. You might be right. I was thinking maybe it's something that's instinctual. Like it's like some fears are actually in our brain. We're born with it
Mhm.
because these things killed us so many times in the past. Venomous snake. So we're just born afraid of it. It just evolved in our brain.
Oh, probably when I was a little kid, I was afraid of leaves.
Leaves?
Yes, of when,
Leaves.
yeah, normal leaves from the trees when they fell on me. I
Huh.
was always like scared when it landed on
Huh.
me. Super weird.
Oh my gosh, that's adorable. Are you still afraid of them?
Oh,
Okay,
no,
good.
no, this would be really annoying.
Yeah, it'd be super annoying.
No, just as a kid. And I think it was because maybe it was a relation to insects or something that I don't know. It's
Maybe.
so weird. And I
Yeah.
really don't like insects. Since I was in Sri Lanka, I'm kind of cool because I wouldn't have survived that. So there was everything all the time. My bathroom was full of frogs and stuff. So
Uh,
you just give up in some point because you visit them, not other way around. So it's okay.
yeah. Yeah.
But if I find one here, it's like really uncomfortable.
Frogs or bugs?
No, more like moths or stuff like that.
Oh,
So
I love moths. They're so cute.
really?
Yeah. Yeah. Moths?
Yeah, well, under the microscope, probably when you see the face and everything, then
I
they,
think they're cute. Anyway, it's subjective.
yeah, it's again the movement and that I cannot predict it. And
Hmm. A
if I,
moth. A moth?
yeah,
Their butt. I think the butt part is always really weird. Like how all the intestines are in the thorax instead of in their chest. Something about
oh,
that's really weird to me.
yes,
It's like squishy and
yeah, they're just not. If I'm not, if I don't think that I could see one, so if I'm outside, it's the one thing. But if I'm at home and I just go to another room, I just enter another room, and there suddenly there is something that I didn't see coming, then I like and go away. And there was even one story which I can totally relate to. I've read it about a girl who called delivery people, like she called a pizza delivery or something just for the guy to take it out.
for the moth?
It was a spider, but
Oh, the spider. Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
really thought about
I
doing
don't
it
think they're
once.
that gross. I don't have a big issue with spiders. I think they're kind
Yeah,
of cool. I think they're kind of
yeah.
cool.
They're okay. Just when I don't expect them to be somewhere and they're super fast and I see one
Mm,
here, then
mm,
better not.
mm.
But if it's just hanging somewhere, it's okay. I give it a name. It's always welcome. It just has to stay away a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the last question that I have.
Oh, this was great.
Yeah. Thank you so much. It was amazing. It was so nice talking to you again.
You too. I'm sure we'll talk again. I'm working on this demo and I want to reach out. So I think I messaged you about this for the video game that I want to split it. I'm gonna split it 50-50
Oh
with the
yeah, you
creator.
said so. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. And the reason why I'm dyeing my hair is bleaching it is because I'm gonna be one of the characters,
Oh, which one?
the shepherd.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. True.
I
I've
didn't
heard that.
want to be him. I really wanted to be Rocco, but I found somebody better. Rocco's the villain.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I found a martial arts guy who's going to named Tai Gay, who's going to be Rocco. He owns a martial arts academy, and he's like a black belt. And I'm like, that guy's way better for the villain. He's just because he's like an actual badass. I'm not like, and he's like a real badass, like martial art. I don't do martial arts, but he does, and so it just fit. And also because Shepard, so it's not going to be like Street Fighter where you select your character. I would do it that way, but I'm still learning programming, and it just makes sense to have it where it's a linear narrative. It's like one story, there's one main character, and then later we can do multiplayer like Street Fighter later after I get better at programming. But for now, it's just the only way I can do it. And it's going to be good anyway. There's a main character, and you're going to be the main character, and then all these other characters like Athena, they're going to be episodes, kind of like a comic book.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. And so every episode will feature a different creator.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to split it 50-50 with that creator.
Oh, that's a super cool idea.
If it makes, I don't know if it's going to make money, but I want it to. It'd be cool if it did.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, but I knew you would be one of these two characters. So I was just not sure if you would be the good or the bad one. But yeah.
And to finish up the thought, if I wasn't the main character, then I'd be splitting it with two different creators.
Mm-hmm.
So does that make sense? Because there's always going to be two characters per episode. There's going to be the main character and like you, for example. But if somebody else was playing the main character, then I'd be splitting it. Then it'd be splitting it three ways.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. It's not that I wanted to be the main character, because I know it sounds really weird, especially because the Shepherd is like, he's kind of like a savior character. It's like, oh, Gary's casting himself as like this savior.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, I wanted to be the villain, but it makes sense this way.
Yeah.
It makes sense this way because of how it splits 50-50 as opposed to 33-33-33. And Shepard's got the most dialogue too, and I'm right at the computer, so it's going to be easier. So
yeah, it makes sense. You're not really the villain type of person, so it also fits. And if you are searching for people who are like good fit
I could be a good villain. I think I would be good.
Yeah.
And I'm taking pictures to storyboard it and putting like I did with you and through Midjourney. And Shepard's got white hair because he's an immortal, and it's just cool. It's cool if the immortals got white hair. I don't know. It's just cool. So I'm gonna give myself white hair so it transfers really well.
Yeah, cool. I love that.
Yeah.
Then thank you so much for having all that time today.
Yeah, I was talking a lot. Blah blah. Talk a lot.
I love that. That's why I did the podcast.
Love the conversation.
Me too.
Good. When will this upload? Just out of curiosity.
I have to plan. I don't know how to do it, because I have a lot of episodes in front, but I also want to launch this one. I think I will do a completely random decision as always.
Yeah, whatever. You don't even have to you don't even have to upload it. Whatever you want.
I think maybe like in the next, I will try the next 2 weeks maybe.
Sure.
Okay, cool.
All right, cool.
Great. Thank you very much, and have an amazing night.
Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.